We are live, episode 167, Tornado Tag Podcast, the future of WWE going forward. That's what we're talking about this entire episode, so we will sneak in.
I wonder why.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about.
No reason.
Yeah. So before we get into any of that, if you're watching this, make sure you hit that share button if you're here hanging out with us live. Say hi to us in the chat, like our boy Arkham Gage
already?
in the chat.
Wow.
Yeah, as well as Mick, taking a little page out of our boy Tantalizing Tony. He showed me how to do the scheduling. So that's what we're going to start doing. We'll schedule it like a little bit in advance so people can set reminders. Maybe you'll get us more views on the podcast. Also, anyone who's been checking out the recent content, whether it be the vlogs or the interviews that we did, the interviews we did at TTB Backstage, our news content, you guys have been eating that up. So that's awesome. We have some cool stuff coming vlog wise when it comes to the Legends of Hamburg Fan Fest and Outbreak Quarantine. Didn't get any interviews. I got one kind of interview, and then I went back to edit it. I got like a little sit down with like Riley and Philly Mike, and I shot the entire thing in time lapse. So can't use it. No good.
What if it's real fast and you post
That's exactly what it is.
Super fast
it's
interview.
just quick time frame jumps. You can't even hear audio.
Oh,
it's
Jesus.
just so I have to sit with Mike
again. That's a joke. And just here you go.
That and the intro of Faceless Ones was in time lapse. Yeah. So when I hit I'm still figuring out the GoPro, but I made a little boo boo. But yeah, so we'll definitely get that again. Also, we're on all social media: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If you're watching this on any
social media,
all social media,
not all social,
not all. We're not on Truth Social. We haven't.
One of these days,
we haven't made the jump yet.
One of these days, you'll open your eyes.
Maybe
stop being a sheep.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you are watching this or listening to this back audio, our podcast quest now is to get 1,000 subscribers over on YouTube. We just broke 1,000 subscribers. Or not, I'm sorry, 200 subscribers on our quest to 1,000.
That's so pretty good. It used to be 200 and you change your name.
It's 100.
It's not. Oh, is it?
Yeah,
okay. It used to be 200. Now it's switched to 100.
And if you are on the social media side or you are on the YouTube side, if you scroll down to the very bottom, you can see the rest of our podcasts that we do. Interviews, everyday people, Truth Behind Illusion, Banging Beers, Not Cool in High School, and we're live all the time, putting fun content up. Merch and Patreon is available if you want to show support. If you can't monetarily do that, you can always hit a share, a like, or leave a review. All right. Wow, that was a lot.
Slow news week, huh?
Yeah, very slow news week. We'll kick it off, Brian. How did we get here?
So, Alexa Bliss beat Dewdrop. Big news.
Alexa Bliss might be challenging for the women's title
with the DDT.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see you next week.
Seth Rollins is and Riddle is off of SummerSlam, and I think that's all that happened in WWE land, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else has happened since last Thursday.
I've seen Triple H responded to him saying, "I hear you" on Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw something that said again for the second major pay-per-view in a row, the most anticipated match is Seth Rollins versus a mystery opponent.
Now, you bring in a mystery opponent, right? Which there's 3 speculated guesses.
Mm-hmm.
We have Edge, a returning Edge, because he couldn't come at Monday because he had travel issues. It's Johnny Gargano, or everyone's boner alert. Fucking everybody wants the Fiend back.
Why do you want to? If you go back and watch the Hell in a Cell match, and then you won't want to.
I think you've forgotten something, sir. Wrestling has more than one royal family.
Yeah.
They could be back already.
You think so?
No.
Yeah, I was just saying the injury wise. I don't know.
I can't do no arm drags. I can't do no headlocks. I can't do.
I can only do a one arm behind my back match. That is it. And you're gonna have to work with me.
And you're still gonna lose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, is that good for Cody? Not Cody, for Seth. If somebody new comes in and Cody takes another L, like
it would be nice for Seth to get a win on a pay-per-view. It would be nice.
Yeah, man.
I think it would still be him and Riddle.
You think so?
Probably, or maybe some tag match or something stupid.
I don't know. But yeah, so essentially what kicked off,
it would be Elrod.
Yeah,
Elrod.
So essentially what kicked off everything that we're talking about is we talked about for weeks now.
Oh, the big news about WWE, I forgot. Wrestlemania 40 in the greatest city in the world, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Absolutely.
City of brotherly love.
That's right.
WrestleMania at the arena.
Yeah.
They're going to sell it out. 1,000 tickets. That's it.
It's the first ever 100-night WrestleMania. It's a residency at the arena on Swanson.
We have hundreds and hundreds in here tonight.
Well, getting into what we're getting into, this is how you know he's puffed. Like it's probably true. He's gone.
Yes.
WrestleMania has numbers again.
Yeah, they announced not WrestleMania 2024,
God damn it.
WrestleMania 40.
Makes it sound old. Think
Yeah.
about that. And then he said that
But-
when it was like, what, 34?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And someone said, hey, I got my friend
No,
coming over.
they
She's
stopped-
34. Do
they
you think, oh, that old bitch.
they stopped
I mean, some
numbering.
people
I
don't.
would take offense
Yeah.
to that.
They stopped numbering them after 30.
30. Yeah.
31 was WrestleMania Play Button, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like WrestleMania Star, WrestleMania Sun, WrestleMania Fleur de Lis. Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
old.
So I mean, I fully expect it'll be WrestleMania Liberty Bell. Like,
You think so?
of course,
You
yeah.
don't think it'll be 40?
I think they will keep
They
the
could-
number.
And maybe it's because it's like a milestone one. It's an every 10th
Yeah.
WrestleMania we'll number it.
Oh, will be 40, like 40 or 4 X's.
Quadruple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be 4 X's. They always done Roman numerals, so I don't.
They're
see
gonna
them
have to pay off
straying.
that commission again, aren't they?
Yeah.
What a better way to bring the R-rated superstar back and just put a bunch of X's on. He's just there like,
XXX.
yeah.
X.
I kind of hope Edge isn't wrestling in 2024. He'll be coming to the ring in a walker.
Yep.
But yeah, so obviously there's tons of, we talked about for a while now, the allegations and everything that's going on with Vince McMahon and the hush money, and we're up to like $14.6 million and still counting and finding things.
Mhm.
So
It was kind of surreal for us what you're talking about, because you and I found out this news at the Hamburg Fieldhouse, where Vince McMahon's career very much began.
yeah,
If you don't know about how Vince McMahon, and obviously everybody knows that his father was a promoter of the WWF before
Mhm.
he bought out his company, Capital Wrestling Corporation. But the way Vince kind of got in and actually became a part of the business was as an announcer.
All
and
kinds
it
of
was-
comments.
yeah,
It was because of rules in Pennsylvania, because they taped their TV in Pennsylvania, either Allentown or Hamburg. And there were rules about, and before that in Philadelphia, there were rules about how much or how little you could pay somebody, but those rules were exempt if they were family. So Vince Sr. brought in our Vincent K. McMahon, because he could pay him whatever he wanted, as little as he wanted, because he was family. So, we were in a place where that was very instrumental to the beginning of Vince's career, when we found out that Vince's career is theoretically over.
Yeah.
That he has retired. He put up that tweet at 77, time to
For
retire.
no reason.
for no
Yeah,
reason.
just no reason at all.
just-
I think it's the perfect time.
Yeah.
Right before
It's just
SummerSlam.
time to just call quits.
You know what? Just
Nothing happened right then.
yeah.
77. Well, he's actually 76.
Together
Yeah.
forever, live life, love
Yeah.
forever, always.
Sign this paperwork and
Life
don't say a
love.
word.
It's
Yeah.
live, laugh, love. I think.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Not with Vince.
Live,
Yeah.
laugh, love, always, forever. What the hell? That was funny.
Live left, sign the paperwork, and shut up.
Why
So-
watch SmackDown?
So, do you think there's speculation, fan conspiracy theories? Put our tinfoil hats on. Do you think there's more news coming? That-
Yes.
Probably.
that he
yeah.
probably is
And
like,
it was
and he's
too heavy.
aware of it, and he's like, "Fuck, I need
Because
to
then
cut loose."
The public starts saying you gotta get rid of your boss.
Yeah.
Like the Activision thing.
This is damage
Was that
control.
the guy Bobby Kotick? Was that Activision Blizzard?
Yes.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Well, they've said as much, because they've said that the WWE is a publicly traded company, which is where a lot of these things are coming from. And they basically said they're going to be restating some financial accounts of previous years' earnings statements. And they also said that they have received and may receive in the future regulatory, investigative, and enforcement inquiries, subpoenas, or demands arising from, related to, or in connection with these matters. Basically, because there's talk that some of this $14.6 million that Vince put out wasn't necessarily paid out of his own pocket and may have come from WWE's money, in which case you're cooking the books, and that's kind of illegal.
Yeah.
Very illegal.
Do you think he's that like, I don't want to say dumb, but do you think he's that?
I think
Most rich
careless?
people don't ever want to spend their money.
Yeah. But
It's-
it's more, I think I want to touch
Company credit card,
Yes.
brother.
yeah, it's less that he's dumb and more that he thought.
I don't want to say dumb. Really, careless is more what I was
Careless, yeah.
going.
It's
for.
I'm Vince McMahon. I can do whatever I want.
Greed.
Yeah.
I'm rich and powerful. I can do whatever I want.
And then all of us, like when this first, everything just kind of broke. He was coming out reinstating himself on SmackDown,
I know,
saying,
hopping
"I'm
off the
here.
ring."
Yeah, I'm still here." What?
Play low, man.
I
Super
wonder-
confident.
Yeah.
What bombshell is going to explode that all of a sudden now it's
Oh
shit, they
Legitimate
found
kid
this
that's not
out.
Hornswoggle.
yeah, oh shit, they found this out. I better just hush, like quietly go away. Try to quietly go away.
It's going to be interesting. And then he put his daughter and Nick Khan as co-CEOs.
Yeah.
And then we had Triple H essentially take over.
First, earlier in the day, it was announced that he was the new talent
VP talent.
The news broke on Friday.
Yeah,
this past Friday, and the first news of the day was Triple H is going to be the new VP of Talent Relations, which was
John Laurinaitis'
old job. And everybody's, John Laurinaitis is going to be the fall guy for this scandal, and that's going to be the end of it. And then a few hours later, that Vince tweet drops. It's like, Vince is stepping back. And it's like, And then one of the big things is because Vince had already temporarily stepped aside, and Stephanie McMahon was the interim
CEO. He was still in charge of creative.
But he was still in charge of creative.
He was an interim creative person.
So everybody's like, Bruce Pritchard. The news came out earlier that Bruce Pritchard was going to run creative now. And that lasted until Monday when it came out that Triple H will also be headed up creative. So it's a lot of those old guard guys seem to be, they say Bruce is still on the creative team, but he's no longer head of creative. It seems like Laurinaitis has gone completely, but Laurinaitis is also complicit in the scandal.
The lady.
Nobody's accused Bruce of being part of the sexual improprieties or anything. And then the other thing everybody says is Kevin Dunn may be on his way out. Like all the Vince old guard.
Good.
The camera guy, right?
He's still there because that camera cut a lot on Raw.
Yeah.
He's still there.
Get rid of that fucking guy. Bucky Beavers.
There was one or two shots that happened on Raw that I thought were good shots. There was a Roman shot that was really good. Yeah. And then there was a shot of Mysterio when he hit the turnbuckle, and they had it framed perfectly that he was on the top turnbuckle, and at Madison Square Garden, like the thing was there. I was like, that's a good shot.
Like that's the cameraman being in the right spot.
Yeah.
I mean, he could do good shots, but he also does a lot of bad stuff.
Yes.
Maybe just get him to stop doing that bad stuff.
When you cut the camera every 2.5 seconds, you're going to get a good shot in here and there.
Yeah. Like, remember when Claudia used to do a swing? It was, like, stop.
Yeah, please don't do that no more.
And then when Ambrose used to fight, they would zoom in. It was like the Shield, they would shake the camp. Please stop.
Yeah.
Please stop.
When it first broke, I think we're all very guilty of this because we all talked today at Hamburg, but we're like, this is fucking facade. This is not going to be work. This is work. This is going to be, we'll put people in place to sound like we're in charge, but it's still going to be a Vince show. And then more and more comes out and you're like, we might be getting a legit change here.
Yeah. Like if you see like on Monday, Bruce has left or Bruce is pushed out, then you're like, oh, that is real. Like right now we're thinking about like that's definite. If Bruce gets kicked out, they might keep him around for just that.
And now everyone's pulling up clips of Tripp when he was still kind of in charge and some of the things he was saying on podcasts where he was kind of shitting on Dunn on Stone Cold. And he's like, we don't have to leave now. I got some stroke here. We can go an extra 10 minutes. And he's like, look at all these camera guys. They're all old. Yeah. I got to start putting new people in here. They're not going to be around forever. Like, so maybe hints at the future. So that's kind of one of my first points is, will we see backstage moves more now?
Yes.
Yeah. Bruce, I don't think will be long for them.
Yeah. He's about to have the #1 wrestling podcast if he starts talking about current stuff.
Yeah.
I think
when he gets fired,
Kevin Dunn won't be far behind.
Yeah.
Maybe Michael Hayes won't be too far behind. All the people have been there forever.
Because a lot of them guys are just there to please Vince.
Yeah. They were
Bruce writes whatever Vince likes. Not what's good. Just let's pop Vince. It's like, well, that's not good. So we'll see.
Another thing Tripp said is he's not a fan of the 3-hour Raws.
It's not going anywhere. Too much money.
That's the thing.
Now, one of the things that we kind of talked about and speculated that they can possibly do is give us a 2-hour Raw and then still have WWE programming, but the 3rd hour be almost like a Talking Smack or a Raw post show.
Yeah. You have to sell USA or the media rights deals for Fox and for USA are up for renegotiation in 2023, the middle of next year. And you're not changing anything until then because USA bought 3 hours of first run Raw. They didn't buy 2 hours of Raw in a post game show.
Yeah.
So they're going to say, hey, we're paying you $240 million a year for this show, and you're taking a third of it away. You better give us a third of that money back.
Yeah.
You can't just change the rules midstream.
Mid contract.
Yeah. Not very true. So maybe that's something we don't see for a little bit yet.
And that's the thing. You might say, okay, we want to do 2 hours of wrestling in a post-game show. And they're like, well, we're not going to pay the same thing for a post-game show. We're going to pay for the real thing.
Right.
Instead of $240 million, now it's going to be $180 million because you're taking one of the hours away. And WWE will be foolish to say that because they're taking money out of their pocket.
Another little thing I have here written down, working relationships. Do we see more of that in the future with the Helms-McMahon era?
Before we worry about that, the stock went up. Monday was the first day that the stock market was open, and WWE stock went up about 7% because people on Wall Street, the day traders, everybody trading stock thinks, okay, now they're going to sell.
Yeah.
Now they're going to sell the company. Vince is out. Vince is the guy who was going to run it forever. Oh, they're selling.
So is 7% a pretty good jump, Brian? As a person that doesn't follow stocks,
I don't really follow it that much either. But for the guy who's been synonymous with the company to be gone and for it to go up and not down is certainly an indicator.
Yeah.
That if the company has a valuation of like $4 or $5 billion,
I think we figured. I kind of ran that number. I think last time it was like 12.4 billion or 124 billion. It's worth or something. It's in the billions.
Yeah.
Because it's 120. Maybe
because the speculation was, can Rock buy it? And I said Rock bought the XFL for 12 million.
Yeah.
The Rock is worth like 80 million.
Yeah.
And WWE is worth 12.4 or 12.5 billion.
Yeah.
So that'd be a very pricey thing for the Rock to come out of pocket.
They're in double digits and billions too.
Yeah, they're $1 billion company.
Maybe 1-2 billion.
It might be with like the added all the merchandise and the TV
Saudi
deals.
money.
Yeah, and that's
with everything rolled together.
End. Who knows?
Yeah, their market cap, like all their stock all together, is about just under 5 billion. But if they can get a deal for somebody, if somebody says we're going to buy it for 10, they take that deal.
Yeah,
they take that deal running. Vince gets all this money, Stephanie, like they all get money, and they're going to probably keep Stephanie and Triple H around the run it.
Yeah,
and Nick Khan probably.
At this point, if you're Triple H and Stephanie, and that let's just say speculation, Disney check comes, and they're like 10 billion, and you're like, fuck, like for where it's at now, sure,
most that's gone to Vince.
It's our family's business. I'm sure there's things we can do here where we're gonna get some money out of this, enough to probably be comfortable.
They have enough money to be comfortable now.
Yeah, just dip?
Right now.
You just dip.
More
You're
than
like, fuck it,
comfortable.
dip. Like.
It depends if you want to do it or not.
For Triple H, it would probably depend on his health.
It depends on how the contract's written. If you want to stay have your hand in the kitty still, you make sure they have a contract there saying, I am paying you such and such amount, but I still want to be involved in such and such a thing. It depends on how that contract's done and what they really want. Do they really want to step away, or do they want to still have their fingers in the game yet?
Sometimes, I guess, comes down to, you have a lot of money, you still want more money.
Yeah, but it also comes down to if there's more big stuff coming out and how damning it looks. Just be like, I don't want.
If they sell, then there's nothing.
Yeah, at that point, it's Vince falling on his sword. If they sell.
Yeah.
And if Triple H and Stephanie do leave, who's going to run the wrestling side?
Yeah.
The last real Carney's going to run the wrestling.
I've been saying that. I said Jeff Jarrett is in a prime spot. In WWE right now. He comes back and they're like,
what
and
a
he's
luck
like,
I got here.
He's like, Vince is gone. This is like the steroid trial all over again. He's like, we were this close.
Hustler.
We are this close.
What a hustler.
Well, you know.
Conrad and Jared and Flair are all running.
Oh, the USWA is going to come back. We're going to have tar and feather matches on Raw.
It becomes NWA.
Oh my God. Jeff Jarrett is just sneaking his way
NWA
in.
won in the long run. After Vince took down Vince.
It's crazy.
Oh, that was my favorite. All the Bret Hart things Vince screwed with.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
But yeah, we'll dive back into this. I have a bunch of different talking points we're gonna get to, and some of them I know are gonna be longer than others, and some of them. But I want to jump back to this one. Working relationships. Do you think that's something Triple H is open to?
More than Vince? Yeah.
Like Seth and Becky?
I'm talking like working relationships as in other companies.
I thought you meant like people in a romantic relationship.
No.
To a degree.
There's too many
working
of those
agreements with companies.
There's too many of those in the company now. You're not going to get rid of that.
The other problem is a lot of times ego gets involved. Who loses? Well, we don't want our guys. Yeah, and that
CM Punk won't do it for one thing, and he's AEW's biggest star.
That usually kills any type of thing. I mean, like ROH and Caesar when they had their thing, so it's like, well, ROH has to win.
Well, it's like, can you start small with a goodwill thing where it's like, hey, you're not using this guy for 6 months. Let's
you
swap.
could, but what do they gain from it?
Who?
WWE.
WWE right now is in damage control mode where they're like a lot of people left.
How much damage is going to be undone by sending Ricochet to Impact Wrestling? Zero.
I'm saying,
and like, what does WWE gain?
No, I see what Tony's saying though. Like
it's nice. Yeah,
you have a lot of really big names that you just let go who are saying fuck that place.
But that and
we were treated like dog shit.
So
regardless if the boss is you could work for a company and the CEO and the boss steps down, but there's a culture built that somehow just always sticks around. This is Triple H's way of saying this culture is gone. We are trying our best.
But you could just say that.
And not only that, but for the
you
talent,
can say it, but showing it is another thing.
The talent that comes in is
but I would say show it to your talent before you send them somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like treat the
and
ones
they've
you
already
have.
done it. They had Mickey James in the Rumble.
That's
kind of the other way.
But I mean,
he means on a longer term basis.
Yeah.
And if the talent comes in, they're getting like handed like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory a golden ticket. Here, show us what you got. And if you put a good show on and fans love you and stuff, you're more likely to cross over and maybe make that more.
I think a way to start doing it without maybe doing like the super shows or the collaboration shows or swapping talent is you have that Hall of Fame that people always talk about that fans are always marks over like, hey, Jericho, we're going to induct you in the W Hall of Fame.
They would put Jericho in the Hall of Fame tomorrow.
What I'm saying is maybe cross some barriers that people wouldn't think you would cross.
So they tried to do that with him. They wanted Christian for the Hall of Fame or something. Right?
Yeah.
And then Impact said, well, then we want John Cena. And they're like, nah. And then they got, I think they offered Eric Bischoff or something.
Yeah.
And then they got a much lower. So but that was when Vince was there.
The one deal they did make with Impact like that was Impact wanted or WWE wanted Ric Flair to be in the Hall of Fame to do the when they put the Horseman in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And he was under contract to Impact at the time, and Impact was like, okay, well, we want Christian. So they had Ric Flair go to WWE for that Hall of Fame, and then Christian showed up to Impact to be put into his Hall of Fame. Looked like he would have rather been anywhere else in the world that night.
Yeah. So I mean, once again, I think we're all conditioned to the Vince era, but who knows going forward?
It does, but then it comes down to like, I'm paying that guy.
Yeah.
Why am I going to pay him to wrestle there when I can pay him to wrestle here?
Yeah, Triple H is never going to be like, have Danielson come to Raw and we're going to have him beat Roman. Never going to happen.
Yeah. No,
never going to happen.
I'm not saying beat your top guy. Like the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, no one big really took extravagant beatings or losses.
Tanahashi became 40 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Tanahashi did it and he was helping a guy, like, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not saying you're going to get Cena and The Rock and these big names.
Ospreay did go over Cassidy too. Did
Yeah.
he not?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's a
everyone goes
main
over
event New Japan guy against a lower mid card.
Yeah.
Right, but it still works.
It's like maybe okay, fine. Kenny can come beat R-Truth. They might be okay with that.
I could see them saying, well, they have no value in Seth as a win-loss streak right now anyway, but you're like Kenny versus Seth.
They're not going to have Kenny.
I don't think they're not going to let any big
beat
matches
Dude,
like
if
that.
Cody walks in the door and smashes Seth and then beats him again with one arm. And
Cody's their guy now, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're not going to let somebody else. You got to remember, Triple H beat Sting because it was a WWF guy beating the WCW guy.
I agree.
And this happened 12 years after WCW died.
Yeah.
And they bought it.
Yeah, they owned it still. But they had to beat. Like, I remember when they did the Saudi show. Excuse me. They did the Saudi show with Goldberg and Undertaker. I'm like, how are they going to get out of this one? I'm like, well, Goldberg's around more, so maybe Goldberg. Oh, it's WWF versus WCW. Undertaker's winning.
Absolutely.
Who won that match? The Undertaker.
Yeah. I mean, he should have. But
If anything, very small, but don't expect them talent loans.
Maybe they'll send Goldberg to AEW.
Yeah,
please send Goldberg.
Goldberg versus Wardlow
for free.
Spear jackhammer 1, 2, 3.
We'll give you some money if you take him.
If you take Goldberg, we will take a Chris Jericho Wizard shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
the basketball jersey.
Yeah,
we'll take pre-order now.
We'll take
$80.
that as a deal.
That was the rumor until Brock showed up on SmackDown. Oh, Goldberg and Roman's the contingency plan for SummerSlam.
Ugh.
Yeah. So that's possibility. Who knows?
Goldberg, always.
Yeah. No, we'll jump to this one. Do we get a revamped, or maybe even a shift of talent and a rebolstering of NXT?
I had an idea for this, and it didn't happen, and I'm sad. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted NXT this week to open with just the sound of running water. And it's like Dallas when J.R. Ewing came out of the shower, but Triple H comes out of the shower, and the last year of NXT was just a bad dream.
Yeah. And he goes,
and they rehire Killer Cross, and he's still the champion.
Yeah, they just go right back to that.
It's like it never happened.
Like Malcolm in the Middle of Breaking Bad, where he wakes up and it's Malcolm in the Middle.
Well, Newhart's the famous one, because there was Newhart. The ending was Bob Newhart had a show before that just called Bob. And that the whole Newhart show was just a dream that he was having. He wakes up with his wife from the old series. It would have been like if Modern Family at the end, Ed O'Neill wakes up and he's next to Peggy Bundy, and the whole Modern Family show is a dream.
And then they can show the spotlight in Triple H, and he does this classic thing where he rile up for TakeOver. But then the lights come up, and it's the old NXT set.
It's black and gold again.
Yeah.
It would have been great. It would have been like, and we have a big debut tonight, Braun Breaker.
Yeah, Rex Steiner is here.
Yes, Rex Steiner.
He has never been seen before on television. He's a very high prospect.
You just booked something I want so bad. That would have been fucking amazing.
If NXT 2.0 would have just been a bad dream, that would have been incredible booking.
That'd have been hilarious. But yeah, no, honestly though, do you think we see a rebranding? Maybe some guys go back to NXT to help rebolster it, and we have more of where it's not so much treated as developmental, where it's almost like a second brand where you may see people come and go.
Who runs it, but I think they will change. It won't be as gimmicky because I think
if I'm Ciampa right now, send me back. Let's make black and gold again.
I mean, I think he'll be all right in like 2 months, but not right now.
The other speculation is because of Ciampa and Miz with Logan Paul.
That turns into a tag match.
Yeah, it turns into a tag match, and Logan Paul just finds a friend from Ohio. Johnny Gargano was from Ohio.
Oh,
trying to get him some cheers. Trying.
Jesus.
If they get Johnny Gargano with him, they'll get cheers.
Yeah. And then he tags it at Logan Paul. Boo.
Yeah, I would just stick AJ in there.
Well, no, you build a hot tag to Gargano.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I would just stick AJ in there. AJ,
which is probably what it will be.
Yeah.
I think NXT will change eventually. Maybe Sean will run it. That's what he's already down there, so let Sean run it.
Yeah,
without Vince influence.
Well, this kind of all goes into this question as well. So it's like a two-parter. Do we have new talent? Or talent who are getting pushed now, maybe not get pushed, talent who are not getting pushed, start getting pushed, or do we have people come back into roles, whether there be talent roles, backstage roles, that were all Triple H guys that are no longer employed with the company?
Yes to all. Eventually, not right away.
I'm sure there's certain people like Regal. Regal will be back tomorrow if Triple H really has power, but they can't. He's under a deal with AEW.
Yeah,
but like a lot of them people that are in AEW, like now they're before they're like, oh fuck Vince, I don't want anything to do with him. I'm like, well, Triple H treated me pretty good.
I know Tony Khan's tweet was kind of like, ha ha ha. I have. He kind of said it like.
Kind of give up like a dick. Like, they can't go anywhere. And I got
kind of like, I just had like Tony Khan spinning his mustache.
His dad has that
with his, he grew one for this bit. He was spinning an evil mustache with a monocle, and he's like, I got them for 7 years. See, they ain't going nowhere.
Tony Khan always responds like a 12-year-old child.
It was a bad look. Real bad luck.
It was. I will, and I'm a big fan of Tony, but oh man,
they ain't going nowhere. I got them. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we're aware.
But they might.
Yeah.
Now.
But that in 7 years or 5 years or when contracts come up,
you're going to listen now.
It's looking enticing to go to the company that pays the most money.
Tony Khan's going to be careful. That company is undefeated in these wars.
Yeah.
They've been down, but they've never lost.
Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah. Triple H in power changes a lot.
It does. Yeah. Think of Aleister Black, Malachi. He might be he treated me pretty good. He gave me the big title in NXT.
You're looking
sucked, but that's not him.
You're looking at guys that are sitting and control your narrative who are like, I'm done controlling this narrative. Can I come home? You know what I mean?
Only if you get vaxxed, Austin.
I'm not that
Triple
guy.
H probably like, I'm saying we still don't need you.
Well, he looks cool. Like he always has a cool look.
But that was all Vince. Like
you got Cross there. You got Jonah there.
Maybe they'll take
Jonah, I could see Triple H wanting to bring back. Killian Dane, Damo.
Yeah, I don't know if them guys are under any type of contract at all. I don't for control your narrative. I don't know.
Who knows? I'm sure it's not long term.
I'm sure if they were offered, they would probably go back now.
Contracts hold us down, man. We don't do contracts.
Yeah.
Do you think guys who were rumored that when their contract's up, they're bailing and getting the fuck out of town stick around now, like the Ricochets of the world?
Yeah, he might have it better off.
Well, he'll probably say, let's see how I get pushed.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see, and then but you'd be dumb not to hear both offers.
Yeah.
When your contract's up.
Because the other thing is if you go to AEW right now, you're gonna get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Like who's besides CM Punk and like Bryan Danielson, who has come to AEW and has been like a big success story as an import?
Yeah, consistent success.
Unless she wins a title, I would say your only woman to do it if she comes in and gets a title her first run would be Ember or Athena.
Yeah, but how often is she being used?
She's the main push for the TBS title right now.
Yeah,
but
against the monster Jade.
Yeah, I mean it's better than they used her on SmackDown.
TBS, dude, I'm not a Jade. I like Jade as a person. Jade as matches, not great. But Jade storylines and the story she's involved with is better than anything Thunder Rosa has been involved in 6 months.
I know.
Thunder Rosa storylines for her title builds and her matches have been stinkers.
Yeah, Jade has
basically none.
Yeah. So and Athena's going for that title, so she's getting pushed in a bigger storyline in the main title that's being pushed right now. But it's the TBS title. So,
yeah.
But I'm saying just out of names, like they brought Ruby, and Ruby was kind of shuffled almost immediately to the back after losing the title.
Yeah,
she did like nothing. Cut that good promo against Britt and wrestler, and Britt won.
Stay tuned, and you'll see where Ruby's at.
Yeah. So interesting to see. Like that's the only name besides the two we just said that are big names that have been involved in. And I mean, some people are involved in good storylines.
Because that'd be like Punk Danielson, and then she'd be way down here.
Yeah, I'm just saying for the women's division, she's the top
Keith
one.
Lee's got the tag title now.
Yeah, I could say that.
People involved in the storylines,
beat up by
just not involved in good.
Not consistently.
Title pitch.
But if I was like a Ricochet, if I was that level of a guy, and I was like, oh, AEW, I would be very afraid I was going to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
If
I'm Ricochet, I'm probably going to be wrestling
Claudio, ROH.
Yeah, so far he's very good. You know, very good.
I mean, I get it. Like, oh, he's won his first world title. It's a really world title.
Yeah.
Not really world title.
And maybe not right now.
Nah, it's not.
Yeah.
Do we have this? This is internet speculation. Do we have? We just talked about before Gargano. Does Gargano maybe not sign a contract to go to AEW?
If I had to pick where Gargano's going to wind up, I think it's going to be WWE.
I think he probably Triple H was very good too.
Yeah,
so he probably stays on Raw or SmackDown once they figure out what they're gonna do. And
I bought an autograph at Legends of Hamburg. A guy sold it to me for $10, and it's Gargano in his HBK gear.
Oh,
and he's and Sean, and he's doing like the Sean pose with Sean, and then Triple H in the back. So it looks like he's the new member of DX.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Gargano
probably stay unless AEW offers more money. Because it all depends, you know.
Unless there's anything,
but it's not like one-sided all the way now.
Yeah, or could be a schedule thing with AEW as a kid now.
Yeah, it's a lighter schedule. It all depends, but yeah, it's not totally no now.
Yeah, and his wife. I mean, his wife may be coming back too.
She might.
Yeah.
I mean, she had an all right run in NXT. I think she went to the main roster.
Unless there's ink on paper we don't know about. Do we get Sasha Banks and Naomi back?
The latest on that is they are making a full court press to bring them back, but we have to see what they do.
I think so. They'll probably get Naomi.
I was going to say Naomi. I think.
Yeah, I don't think Naomi was ever going to leave. I don't think she was ever going to leave in the begin with.
Yeah.
I think Sasha was almost guaranteed she was leaving.
Yeah. Now Sasha might stay.
Another name that people were rumored that maybe once her contract's up, she might walk out the door. But now that Triple H is in charge, Bayley.
I never believed she was leaving.
I never thought she was going. She got treated great. When did she ever get treated bad?
She's been cleared for 8 months and not.
I don't know why they're not using her, but besides that, she had a great run.
But you sit on the shelf, and then you're for almost 8 months.
You'd like to leave,
and then you're like, "Hey, your contract's up. Do you want to resign?" You're like, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
Yeah, you don't blame her.
You know what I mean? So maybe
I have a feeling we'll see her right after SummerSlam.
Yeah,
either right after or during. I would say.
Yeah,
because they'll probably wrap up the storylines and then start fresh. Maybe even Triple H will come out in Raw and say, "This is going to be a new era in WWE." You never know.
The Helmsley McMahon.
That's an old era.
Are you ready?
Evolution's back.
I'm gonna get the title back.
Flair comes out.
Now this is me.
I'm not done, baby.
I gotta get the title back.
This is my era. This is
you've got a pacemaker, Triple H.
Woo! Yeah. Triple H gives Eric Bischoff gives Triple H.
Triple H and Flair, the pacemaker connection.
Now
high voltage. There you go. They can use that name. They own WCW.
Yeah.
But that was kind of my next point here. Everyone's saying that the greats of Triple H, but you always have in the back of your mind that 2002 era where
I mean that was real bad, but then like he kind of redeemed himself with NXT in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah,
you're like, well, maybe he was young and that's what.
Well, you have Sean and Triple H who may be running 2 companies now creatively.
Yeah,
and they're 2 guys that if you're in there, if you're their buddies, you're good.
Well, that's
the that's wrestling.
That's the business. Yeah. So
if you're Tony Khan's buddy, you're good. If you're not,
some people get pushed somewhere, not a place.
So who are some names on the roster that you think may not get as much of a push as they were once getting now that Daddy Vince ain't there?
Oh, Austin Theory, I would imagine.
I don't know. You think Triple H would like
Triple H
the next
the old school
he's
people
a good wrestler.
See a lot in Austin Theory.
Yeah.
People who maybe the wrestling was secondary for them.
Elias.
Yeah. Like people,
I mean, he's done better as Ezekiel, but now that's kind of dead in the water, especially when they kind of separate him.
I would put him, he would be one of the names I'd put back to NXT to help talent.
Well, you're not helping talent if you're putting Elias in NXT.
I mean, if he does jobs, but
the idea is to put good wrestlers down there so they learn.
Like Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, he's in like a weird limbo phase right now.
He's been in a weird limbo for 10 years,
but even more now than ever because now Austin Theory's in like a 3-way people hate me feud, and it's just like where does fucking Dolph Ziggler?
I think maybe they're scrambling
for a year.
Seems like lately in a tag team with AJ Styles, who's just plummeting down the card.
Yeah, poor AJ.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing that tag team.
AJ
and Dolph Ziggler.
That is a
wrestlers.
demotion and a half for AJ Styles.
That is, we don't know what we're
He
doing.
just tagged with Omos.
Yeah, and that was
that was a demotion too.
But him and Dolph
It's
are
better.
very
Yeah.
talented. That could be a fun team to watch.
Yeah, but AJ I understand he's not AJ. He's not even the same AJ Styles that came to WWE.
No, neither one of them are what they were,
3
but they're
years-
still
or 8 years
fucking
ago.
better than 90% of the people on the roster.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that tag
Maybe
team.
you put both of them down there to help the tag team division in NXT.
They need help with the tag team division
that-
and
that would-
main
that would-
roster with their three
That would
teams.
suggest there's a tag team division.
Yeah,
Who are the NXT tag team champions?
no one.
I couldn't tell you.
The boy,
same
Chris
with
the,
Benoit is not the NXT tag team
the
champion.
guy that could tell us is not here tonight.
The same people that have the NXT
I'm
or the WWE women's
I'm trying to.
tag team
Oh,
titles.
it's still those. I think it's those British guys. Pretty Deadly.
I have no idea.
Sure, we'll go with that.
No, it's the Creed brothers. It's the guys in Diamond Mine.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah.
and they actually have potential. They're super green.
And now they're
they have
doing a
potential.
tournament for the women's tag team champions.
Yeah, because it's going to be a one-night match. It's going to be a 4-way match.
Yeah.
Because here's the tie-in they did. I was reading about this. So because Cora Jade turned heel, that's Sky Blue from Wish.com. And they had her throw her tag team title in the trash can.
Oh,
So she gave up her half of the tag titles, and I guess Roxanne Perez is like, well, I don't have a partner. So Alundra Blaze showed up and said,
Ooh.
hey, no throwing titles in garbage cans.
That's not nice.
That's not nice. Who would
What-
ever do that?
what does Alundra Blaze know about throwing garbage cans? And
They've acknowledged that she is also Medusa.
okay. I was gonna say Alundra Blaze never did that.
So they're going to do a 4-way tag match.
That's cool,
It
though.
seems like it's going to be Caden Carter and whoever.
Casey, are they still tag?
No, she's Katana Chance now. She's not Casey Catanzaro.
Well, maybe she'll be Casey Catanzaro again.
Yeah, maybe you can
Or
have your name back.
Casey Katana. There we go. Go with that.
Hopefully they win. 'Cause I like them as a tag
It's
team.
either going to be her or the Toxic Attraction Girls who are champions forever, but it seems like they wouldn't put the titles back on them because they just lost them.
Yeah.
And there's 2 other teams I haven't even heard of.
Well, that was my next little thing here is titles in the company. Do we do after SummerSlam? Do we unify titles? Do we keep the brand split? Is there a title on SmackDown, a title on Raw?
Well, I know one thing, they can't make any more titles because there's actually a gold shortage from all the titles AEW has made.
Yeah,
So you just can't get any made. There's not enough leather or gold
Unless
around.
you make the old silver NWA television
so
title
You
much-
have to buy old titles because AEW literally has them all.
and melt them down.
I think AEW is beating all the Mark fans who buy titles for their collections.
You gotta buy 10 right off the
Squeezing
bat.
them dry.
I think there's like 80% less cows on the planet
Yes.
because AEW keeps making
One.
titles.
It's
Two,
their fight against
3,
global warming.
5, 6. Wait, 7. Wait till them women's tag titles come. So
I mean,
Thunder Rosa and Tony Storm have something to do.
And then we'll get women's trios.
Oh God.
Well, maybe Danhausen would be so upset that he didn't win the FTW title. They'll have the WTF title,
Yeah.
and that's another title.
What was your title for Ricky Starks?
Oh, the NTR title, the Not the Rock title.
The
The
Rock.
Knock the Rock title. Yeah.
Everybody in AEW will be a champion by next
Yeah,
October.
everyone, you got to wrestle to not have.
It'll
a
be
belt. That's the new
ACW,
thing.
All Champions
Yeah, yeah.
Wrestling.
It's like the NWO reverse, except the NWO is all the title belts.
Yeah,
Everybody
I've been
has
on
them.
independence like that, where almost everybody had a belt. Like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Every match is a championship match. Who
Yeah.
cares?
It's like when you call every match a main event, you don't have a main event.
Yeah, that's the sad thing. I don't know. I think you'll still have Raw and SmackDown brand split.
You know what it
I don't
seems
know
like
if
to
we
me?
unified title, maybe the main one.
Yeah.
maybe.
You know what it seems like to me? It seems like they want to unify the men's titles, tag team and main, but they're looking at that women's division and like, we don't want to unify this title because then we'll have to only be able to push one woman, but we have 2 that we want to push.
Or you can just push people without making them champions.
Yeah,
you can always do
they
that.
can be in hot feuds.
You
and
know
not have
who?
a
You know
title.
who was never a world champion? Who was pretty popular? Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Rick Rude,
$1 Million Man.
$1 Million Man, Mr. Perfect.
Scott Hall?
Mr. Perfect was an AWA champion. But
Yeah,
still.
but I'm
Okay.
saying that's what it seems like to me is like they want to pull the trigger on unifying those titles, but they're looking at the women's division and are like, do we have to do it here?
I would have a main men's champion, a main women's champion, and 2 tag champions across, and they're both inner brand. And then Raw can keep the Intercontinental title, SmackDown keep the US title. So you have a secondary title in every brand. That's plenty of belts.
Yeah, that's enough.
And if you're going to unify the women's titles and you want another women's title, maybe make it a women's intercontinental or women's secondary title. If you really want another woman visually to have a title.
Or you have the women's tag title. You actually have to make women's tag teams, though.
Yeah.
You can't just be like so and so and so and so versus so and so and so and so.
I like the idea of a secondary title for the women, like the TBS and the AEW world.
Yeah, they could have one.
I'm a fan of it.
I don't know.
I hope
guess
WWE
you call it
adopts
Women's
it.
Intercontinental.
Yeah, whatever they call it, I don't care.
The USA title.
Honestly,
They would have to call some people up or end the split at that point because there's not enough depth to have.
There's one title you need to
4
bring
women's
back
champions.
now that you're doing international travel again.
Oh God.
Bring back the European, baby.
Yeah,
Slightly better than the hardcore.
Bring back the European, and then and then have someone smash the 24/7 title, like smash it with a hammer.
Hopefully they will,
and then put duct tape over it and
God.
bring back the hardcore title.
No, they should have this. They should have one of the idiots run past Brock. He beats him, gets the title, takes it, and throws it in the garbage can, and that's the end of it.
And then someone picks it out and it's smashed, and they put hardcore over it.
No, somebody picks it up and Brock's like, "Oh, you want to fight me?" And they put it back in the garbage can.
Yeah, and that's the end, and it's never heard of again.
Yeah.
The European title is defended in Europe maybe 5
Drew McIntyre
times.
is actually pushing for the European Championship to come back.
I'd push for the world
The
title.
only time I wanted the European title to come back was when Claudio was the U.S. champion.
Oh yeah,
because my favorite gimmick he ever did in the Indies was when he was very European and he was just like this snooty guy who was like, "Oh, in Europe we do this. We're so much better than Americans. I'm very European."
Yeah,
he had like a messenger bag and it was great. And we take public transit.
Yeah.
Very European. We have healthcare. Very European.
I have one last note, unless you guys have anything that you're excited with the future of WWE. This is the one I'm most excited for because it's the new thing that I'm kind of been studying and watching and looking at more than anything in wrestling, and that's the commentary. Now Michael Cole did one of the NXT tournaments where he didn't have Vince in his ear the whole time, and it was
the Japan one,
and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Cole with no Vince in his ear and Pat McAfee at the table.
We'll see. I mean, this week was the first, right? No, he's not. Michael Cole's on SmackDown.
Yeah. Okay. So this will be the first show with Michael.
We'll see. I mean, who's in charge? He's probably in charge of the commentators.
Yeah.
I would think.
Usually when he's not on, when he's not on SmackDown, he is producing commentators backstage. Like on Raw, he is in the headset usually feeding Jimmy Smith or whoever line.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do that and let them like more free form.
Yeah.
And same with promos. Hey, go out there, say you're wrestling.
Bring
so-and-so.
back good promos.
This is why you're mad. And if you can't do it.
And the roster shows like it's so. What was it when WrestleMania had a rain delay? And they're just cut promos.
Yeah.
And everyone had a fucking blast. And everyone's like, this is great.
And that's where you'll see when people who will sink and who will swim. You know?
And then Kevin Owens will be your world champion.
Yeah.
And Sami Zayn will probably get a world championship run too.
They
he's
said
fucking good at promos.
back in the day they would have people just do it messing around backstage, and the best by far was John Cena.
Oh yeah, he's fucking fantastic.
The only guy who could even touch him was Xavier Woods.
Really?
Yeah.
Speaking of John Cena, with SummerSlam coming up, if you're into video games, Fall Guys just released WWE skins that you can play as. I think
John
Taker, Asuka, and somebody else. Rocket League just put out some SummerSlam wrestling skins for cars, and then I don't know if it's out now, but it will be.
Imagine the car, and it's like John Cena, like over.
I know you could get like an NXT background. I have like Ultimate Warrior skins in Rocket League still, I think.
And then speaking of John Cena, he will be a skin in Fortnite. You
That's
can have
unfair.
a John Cena skin.
That's unfair.
Everyone's invisible.
Yeah.
Invisible mode. So there you go. If you're into video games and pro wrestling, there's your little tidbit of some SummerSlam stuff that's going on this weekend if you want to go grab it. Is there anything else that you guys are looking forward to or you want to see change?
The end of Vinceisms. Don't say medical facility, say hospital.
Love that.
WrestleMania has a number. I want a title shot. Stuff like that.
Give me the belt.
Yeah. Why can't you say belt? That's what it is. Like
the end of Vinceism.
No more championship opportunity. That's ridiculous. No one in UFC says so and so. I want a championship opportunity. That never happens ever.
Yeah.
And then the promos, just bullet points. Go out and do it. If they suck, get them help. If they continue to suck, then get rid of them or give them a manager.
Yep.
That's what you do. That's what they did years ago. Do it now.
The one thing people do expect to change greatly is that there will be a big reduction in rematches.
Yes.
Because apparently Vince just didn't know they did the same things over and over again.
They were saying that he actually would forget the previous match.
Yeah, he did. Vince might have been going a little
week to week. We would see a version or a mixed tag version or a 6-man tag version.
It usually was the same couple people against each other.
Like Street Profits.
There was never anything.
The Street Profits have had that with like 8 teams. It was the Street Profits against the Viking Raiders forever when the pandemic started. And then for a while, it was the Street Profits against Alpha Academy every single week. And then it was Street Profits against.
I mean,
Usos.
Looking back on it
teams,
and how the tag team is now, I would take back the fucking Street Profits and Viking Raiders doing that stupid shit than not have a tag team division at all right now.
Or you could have a good tag team division.
Yeah. Just let the guys wrestle and get some more teams. You have enough people. You can hire enough people. Hey, where's the good tag teams on the independents? Let's get them. Now we have a roster.
The biggest thing that hurt me was on Raw was the 20-minute 3 commercial segment match between McIntyre and Theory, which I was like, this is fun. This is a match I want to see, but I know it's not going to end clean. And then eventually Sheamus and his goons run out, and then it turns into a tag team match.
Yeah.
And then that went for another 3 commercials long. And I was like,
and if that goes into no finish, it's
and everyone in that ring is like people I want to watch wrestle, but I just watched 25 minutes of not knowing that it wasn't going to give me a clean finish. Get it the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so many people I want to watch wrestle, and Rich Holland.
Yeah.
I think he was outside interference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wasn't even part of the match.
Was Butch part of the match?
I would say
no. It was Sheamus and Theory versus McIntyre, and I think AJ came out.
Okay, that's all right.
I think Butch won't be Butch for long.
Oh, thank God.
He's breaking fingers.
Yeah, they just have him go away for a month, come back. Pete Dunne's here tonight.
Put extensions on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to stop. They didn't do as many this is what happened.
Yeah, the recaps. It was 45 minutes until
AEW did that this week though. They came back from commercial and showed the choke out.
That's pretty good because that was a title win.
Yeah.
Like when big stuff happens, that's okay. Or if so-and-so just got assaulted. But when you just show the match, like
when you see the previous match you just were watching 5 minutes ago,
and it's nothing special, and you're like,
if you recap like the 2 big points of the show, good.
Mm-hmm.
In case you missed it, this is the big thing that happened today. But you don't do it for everything.
Yeah,
they do it for everything.
It's too much.
So and hopefully they'll stop that when someone comes out to the ring. And then they stand there. They go to commercial. They come back. They're still in the ring.
Dancing.
Someone else cuts a promo, and then they show like whatever they're advertising. And that person, like when Liv Morgan was in the ring for 40 minutes.
AEW
40 minutes.
I feel like there's more gaps in between commercials at AEW. Like I feel at WWE, you're just like
commercials are
5 minutes commercial, 3 minutes commercial. Like it just seems like there's too many.
Maybe because it's 3 hours.
I don't know.
It's probably more ad space time for them, as much ad space as they can sell.
AEW kind of drove me nuts, and this just happened with WWE last night because they had the same commercial over and over. Like if I see Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie again, I'm just gonna.
Is your dick good?
Sometimes
and she'll love it too.
Yeah.
On podcasts, you get them random commercials. Sometimes you get the same commercial 2 times in a row. Like how does that happen?
You know where you don't get commercials because we're not big enough.
Yeah.
20 Tag Podcast.
That's good.
But if Blue Chew wants to sponsor us, we will 100%.
Read that.
If AEW has proven anything, wrestling has a big demographic and the dick doesn't work community.
Yeah, apparently.
Let's get some of that dick doesn't work money.
Wait. Now I was telling them to. They both watch it on Hulu. So when I watch it on my TV Anywhere account, maybe not mine, but I was watching it and there was a bent dick. Like
bent wiener fixer.
I didn't see that.
There was a commercial for
that. I want to see it.
And then there was a commercial for a lady's shaver for pubic hair. I'm like,
somebody
and this is in the 8 o'clock hour. I'm like, are we still going?
I just want to be. I want to be sponsored by Blue Chew, and I want to do an episode where we all pop a Blue Chew.
Even Kelly.
See what
happens
in the middle, like beginning of the show, and then we just slowly give you updates.
Yeah,
as the show goes on.
I'm standing at.
Today I wore sweatpants.
I'm just thinking of the marketing being like, look, you don't understand how big wrestling is in the malfunctioning dick community.
Yeah. So Blue Chew's
there has to be
through the roof.
There has to be marketing that they figured out like this is an issue.
Yeah.
There has to be.
And then you eat your Omaha steaks and you can take off your Mac Weldon to show off what you have now that you have Blue Chew.
So we don't have sponsors because we care about you, the audience.
Yeah.
No, we're not cool enough to have sponsors.
If we had a sponsor,
if we had sponsors to make money on this, you would be listening to Blue Chew commercials.
This is the wrestling podcast for wrestling fans whose dicks work.
Yeah,
that's
we are like big dick.
Our fans have functioning dicks. Okay,
all yous have good dick. We have good dick. Kelly has fantastic dick.
She has a good dick too.
Yeah. She bought hers at the store.
It's 2022.
Keeps the batteries
fresh.
There we go.
That's why we don't have the big sponsorships.
Yeah.
That's exactly why we don't have the big sponsorships.
This is why. But if somebody would like to sponsor us and give us some electric dog collars here so I could zap the boys when they get a little crazy.
Yeah, that was another thing we pitched, that we're going to put electric dog collars on our ankles. And then when we get a little out of control, Kelly can bring us back in Target.
like low class people in grocery stores.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Let's see some of the chat here. Sorry, we've
as you
been
look
slacking.
for that. Hope is what everyone wants. Hope that WWE gets better.
Yeah.
That when you turn on Raw and say, "Wow, this is good."
I don't want weekly wrestling to be a
that'd
chore
great.
anymore.
Just good. Yeah, SmackDown was really good. I enjoyed it. I like so and so versus so. I didn't see that coming.
Do you think Tony Khan buys them? I do not.
No.
I do not. Unfortunately,
Disney or
Mary.
Comcast if they are selling.
Maybe Apple, but I don't know why they would want to. Amazon, maybe.
They can always do an edgier product for the newer town or more hardcore, which I wouldn't care for, but an hour of something different. Like, so the third hour be something different.
They said they were going to do that before. Like the third hour was when Heyman took over. The third hour was going to be risque, and it was like Sami Zayn mentioned AW once, and that was the end.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they do that weird Fight Club thing with
Raw
Shane?
Underground. Oh no,
bring that back.
Is Shane coming back?
No. Please, Shane's not.
Shane and Goldberg. That's what's going to happen.
Yes, send Shane to AEW.
That's going to be your main event of WrestleMania 39. Shane McMahon versus Goldberg.
Working relationships and talent left because Vince of one of his decisions, him being out of touch, etc. Maybe some of the names return. Anybody want to get on?
I think he's talking about going to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I do not, just because it's very expensive.
Listen, I'll go, but I'm definitely gonna be in the cheap seats.
Yeah, and but the cheap seats, I'm like, at that point,
for me,
I'll
Mania
stay home.
weekend is I'm excited
about
to go
the
see.
experience.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I want to go see all the indie shows.
I would much rather do that. And then when WrestleMania is on, let's go watch it at the hotel.
Yeah, or a hotel. Have a hotel party.
Yeah, go back home.
Well,
I wouldn't want to pay that amount of money to sit in like nosebleed seats.
No,
I'm
in
kind of
Philadelphia, right across the parking lot from the link is Xfinity Live. It's going to have it on the big screens. And
Yeah.
Gonna be
I would
fun
much rather enjoy.
Could you imagine watching it in the parking lot with everybody?
Oh, that'd be
I
awesome.
wonder. Well, it's not the parking lot. They have this thing called Xfinity Live, where
yeah.
it's where the Spectrum used to be.
Yeah.
And it's just a giant complex of bars.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that would be a good one
Yeah.
too.
There's
The only problem is you're fucking in Philly with people and alcohol. It sounds terrible.
Might be rowdy.
Well, you just said in Philly. That's redundant.
Yeah.
You're in Philly. Yeah. Everybody's going to be drunk and everybody's going to be fighting and it's going to be great.
Mick says subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Mick. We just passed 200. We had 201 and someone unsubscribed. So thank you.
Oh, Jesus.
Thank you. You're a
He
sweetheart.
got mad because his dick doesn't work. He was like, oh, I can't be here anymore.
We can't keep you around.
Mick Thompson. It reminds me of the Slipknot guitarist. I forget his last name though.
The only people who ever unsubscribe from us are impotent. That's the thing.
Yeah. I was gonna say, he said if we take Blue Chew and give updates, I'm at high noon right now.
Oh boy,
Yeah, there you
good
go.
for you, man.
I'm sitting at 4:00. You know what I mean? Waiting to get to the 12.
What did Cornette say on the way up there about you can't beat it?
Oh, I forget now.
Sore Peter
Can't help
or
you out
something
there.
else. You can't beat it. It was something like it was a dick joke. It was funny.
Anything else with the future WWE that you guys hope happen?
Guarded optimism, I think, is the name of the game here.
Yeah.
I think they're going to just run through SummerSlam with the plans as is, and then after with this Monday's Raw, maybe we open things up a little bit. Maybe we see some subtle changes.
Here's the thing for me: I don't want a storyline to go on forever and ever and ever. Like I don't
mind long-term booking if it's done right.
Not like 6 months. Like I don't know. Like
maybe she means like rematch and rematch.
Yeah, that's
Oh
that's
no,
what it
you
is.
can do long-term story without having rematch after rematch.
They constantly wrestle each other, and it is a long-term story going in between them. But every week they're still wrestling.
Like for example, long-term story done well. I'll do an example in WWE, and I'll do an example in AEW.
Hangman and Kenny.
WWE was the Drew McIntyre push with Brock Lesnar, where everyone was like, "This is bullshit." That went longer than 3 months. Everyone was like, "We fucking hate him. He's a part-timer. He's never here. He's never here."
The whole plan there wasn't from the beginning like, oh, we're going to have Drew McIntyre.
See, I disagree. I think it was let's get so much heat on Brock, so then when finally someone eliminates him in the Rumble,
let's get so much heat on Brock that they're going to go nuts when someone beats him. But I don't think they had Drew penciled in for that role.
Well, so then we're through that. Let's fantasy book this weekend. Let's do our SummerSlam. If with the new era, how would you go about things?
You're kind of locked in because you have the matches that are there.
They're there, but you can rewrite the endings and go forward to something new. SummerSlam would be a good opportunity for Triple H to say, "Hey, I know this was the plan, but I think we're going in a different direction."
I think it's better to be used as a bookend. Wrap everything up and then start fresh on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's what I would do.
It's a good season finale opportunity.
And then whoever was supposed to win, I'd still keep that.
Yeah,
and then just hold all your. It'll be like the Raw after WrestleMania, the Raw after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That's when you bring the people back, new debuts, whatever.
I'm gonna skip some matches because I just don't think any of us are gonna like Logan Paul Miz. Do you care what happens there?
No, I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit either.
Do whatever you want.
What would Pat I love Pat McAfee, but Pat McAfee, Baron Corbin.
Yeah,
I'm sure McAfee will win.
They're apparently roommates when they play football together.
Yeah, they
so
both play for
it's
the
kind of like a
Bulls.
thank you.
Cool.
I would have Pat McAfee win.
There's no story that's
No,
going to
who
make that
cares?
anything cooler.
It might be all right. Pat McAfee is probably a better wrestler than Baron Corbin.
I think Baron Corbin is good.
He's
think
fine.
Fine. You know what? He'd be great. Control your narrative.
Yeah. I thought he was good in NXT.
He's got to give something special because he's sitting at the big top. He's sitting in the big company.
So is fucking
They're
almost.
They're there.
That doesn't
I
mean
mean,
they're
almost is there because he's just tall and he's a big.
He's tall.
Yeah.
He's a sideshow.
I think those are the type of guys, though. If you can't bring it in the ring,
Yeah, even a little
you're
bit.
going to be the guy. If you're very, very, very limited, Triple H is going to be like, I don't know.
Yeah, like someone like almost. is probably
Triple H is one of those sometimes the goddamn bell's going to ring guys.
I hope so. Maybe that change does come where we say like, hey, maybe some of these guys.
And that I think that's for the good. If you can't have at least an okay match, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Not everybody has to be Bryan Danielson.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
only one Bryan Danielson, and
Yeah.
you're not it.
yeah.
But you don't have to be. But you have to be passable.
Don't
And like Corbin is passable.
Yeah, he's
not,
passable. He can stay there.
He's not Dr. Death Steve Williams, but he's good. He's okay.
Yeah. So we already kind of talked about the Rollins situation if he comes out.
What is officially announced now for that? It's a mystery.
Nothing.
opponent?
Nothing. We'll find out.
We know
SmackDown.
that Seth Rollins is going to be there. He'll probably just come out, and then maybe somebody confronts him. Maybe it's not.
It was
even
supposed to
match.
be a rescheduled mystery opponent for Seth Rollins,
Okay.
and then Seth Rollins came out and said, "I'm not doing that," or I don't have a
Well,
match. I don't
Maybe
have a match."
that's him changing the script of whatever it was supposed to be to something new.
Yeah.
I don't know who, like, for a mystery, like, if it's not Gargano,
I would think Edge because Edge was supposed to come out on Monday Night Raw,
but then what are you gonna do with the whole Judgment Day? Or just drop?
just
that?
forget it happened.
Yeah,
Everyone's saying that
yeah.
we need that conclusion. No, we don't. Move on.
Kind of don't.
Just do the Judgment Day. Eddie
Judgment
Guerrero.
Day is dangerously close to Dark Order. I mean, the better wrestlers overall.
Yeah.
I mean, more popular. But
Well, while we're there,
It's-
what do we think we get with the Mysterios and Dark Order?
you mean Judgment Day?
Judgment Day. Sorry.
The way it looks, nothing. Which
You don't
is
think
sad.
you don't think there's a
Yeah.
turn?
The
Yeah.
rumor is Dominic might turn, and then maybe there's a beatdown, and Edge saves Ray from Dominic.
See,
and
Yeah, like that's
Fallon.
what you would
Agreed.
want.
My theory in
I
this,
don't know.
I think everything that Ray has been doing so far in this company is to get his son that big push, that big opportunity to cement himself in the company, so he has a long-term job.
Mhm.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's for him as a heel. I think Dominic as the heel in that situation isn't good for him. I think I think he flutters away in 6 months after the heel's done, and he's no longer rivaling
I-
his dad,
I
and he
think-
goes away.
I think they planted some seeds on Raw with Rhea Ripley's shirt.
Yeah,
I'm your poppy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
You got to remember who his real dad is.
yeah.
You got to remember who his real dad is.
You got to bring that storyline back
Yeah.
around because
You're not even my real dad.
Yeah, you were never my dad. Mom
you
told
were
me
never.
and the good
you were
thing is-
never my son.
I'm Dominic Guerrero now.
The
you were
good
never
thing
my
is-
son.
A
the-
bad Rey Mysterio is bad for business.
Yeah.
I-
no.
That would be like a
I-
bad.
I think it'd be
there-
fun.
there's
Would it
certain
be
people
almost like the John Cena heel turn. That
Yeah,
we
yeah,
never had.
now-
There's certain people who never should have been a heel.
Yeah, Ricky Steamboat.
Ricky
never was.
Steamboat, Rey Mysterio. First of all, he's too small. He's an underdog. He's too exciting. He's a legend. People love legends.
Yeah,
There are a million reasons why you don't.
I
turn
would
Rey
not make. I would have never turned Edge heel either. That was a bad move.
I mean, he kind of flirted the line.
Yeah, but like people want to cheer him. Hey, that's the
So-
guy we know from years ago. We like him. Like,
Backstory on Dominic. Like, I don't know much about him other than he is Ray's son. Did he wrestle anywhere big before
No.
WWE?
I don't think he
Like,
wrestled
did
anywhere. Period.
Yeah.
No, he
no.
just came in
Yeah.
through the system there and worked his way up.
And they
He didn't
kind
even
of
work his way up.
No.
His first match was at SummerSlam against Seth Rollins.
yeah.
Wow.
and supposedly they're doing the same thing with possibly his daughter, where now they kind of had the face off between his daughter and Rhea.
Well, I love the thing they put out where it was like her against Rhea Ripley for
Yeah.
a custody of Buddy Murphy match.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Buddy
I've
Murphy
seen
had
that.
it was in a storyline where he was dating. Aaliyah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now he's really dating Rhea
But
Ripley.
But he's really dating
Yeah.
Rhea. I was like,
Yeah.
did
They get
he
Alexa
date her
Bliss at the
too?
run-in.
Yeah.
Yeah, this man made the rounds between
Yeah, he did.
Alexa and
He didn't really date Ray's daughter.
No.
She's like
Okay.
18. And
He
he's like
did
in
make
his
out with her on
mid-thirties.
TV though.
Yeah.
And she was 18.
It's
I'm
television.
taking Rhea over.
She's
Alexa.
18. 18
I'll take Rhea over Buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, to fight.
Yeah.
To take it for real.
That's my pick. I think Ray turns.
Well, that's,
Yeah,
that's a bad decision.
Yeah, it's a
I
bad
think Ray
idea.
turns and tries to make his kid this super
and what do you
babyface.
do with him then?
He's your replacement for Edge.
How
as
do
your
you
legend.
book a
Ugh.
150-pound heel? I want to hear this.
Yeah.
The same way you booked a 150-pound golden baby like a babyface. He can still do it.
Yeah, but
No,
that's
that's
all,
totally
like,
different. How
That's
the way
all
you go about
fighting
it.
from the bottom, making the comeback. A heel's got to dominate, kind of. A heel's got to get the heat.
chicken shit. He has two guys. He could send out a big guy. Like, go get it. Go get him. I don't know.
Don't you think that's a waste?
You got to think these things through before you turn a person heel.
Yeah, Russo.
Bro,
what if we do it? And then what do we do, Vince?
I'm not in creative. I'm just saying
know.
I think that's the way they go with it.
Well,
I don't know.
Somebody heel is a creative decision.
Yeah.
I'm not the one booking it. I'm just thinking
Yes,
that's
you are. You're fantasy booking it right
I'm
now.
saying I think that's the way that they're gonna go do it. I don't know why they're gonna do it or how, but I think that's the way. I think that's the swerve.
I don't think that. I think you make Dominic back. I would send Dominic to NXT.
I would too.
Bro, what if we bring in a little sickly looking kid and we turn him heel?
Yeah.
So Rey Mysterio looks sickly?
Dominic, you mean?
No, he's a little guy.
He looks sickly?
No, he doesn't look sickly.
I'm just saying.
I'm exaggerating for effect.
I mean,
he's a future world champion.
Dominic?
No, Rey.
Oh,
Rey's a past world champion.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
I'm sorry. He's a yeah.
Oh,
so, it's not believable. He's a heel. And
it's very hard to turn legends that everybody loves.
But here's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay, heel Rey Mysterio comes out and wrestles Drew McIntyre.
Who do you think's bigger right now? Rey Mysterio or Finn Balor? Size-wise.
Oh, Finn's a little bit taller.
Size-wise.
And a little bit younger.
Yeah. Rey might be a little.
Rey's bigger than Finn Balor. Finn's shredded. Rey has more muscle mass.
Do you think?
Yes, easily. Rey's a little cannonball. You think Finn Balor is more muscular? You think?
I think, yeah. Well, maybe I'm just looking at the shredded part.
When you're talking,
he always looks.
There's shredded, and then there's muscle mass. Rey has more muscle mass than Finn Balor.
Probably, yeah.
They tried heel Rey.
Does that really matter?
They tried.
I'm just saying, you guys are saying that small guys can't be heels, and Finn Balor's the leader of that stable.
But
really small guys.
But, and also, Finn Balor got shoved into this situation, and they never done anything right for Finn. Never.
Finn was a heel in NXT, and it was awesome.
Well, in NXT.
Because it was NXT.
Yeah. Well, everyone's the same size.
But he's a small guy as a heel.
Yeah,
he wasn't a small guy for NXT.
No.
Yeah, everyone was the same size.
Right.
That is true.
Pack and stuff was still there. You got to think about that. But they just never booked him right up on the main roster. So this is I'm not even saying he's a good heel leader in this faction, because I just don't think they're doing very good with him.
I think it comes out that Rey Mysterio is beloved and he's a legend and he should be treated much better than he is. Just don't make him heel. Bad move. Bad move.
I think that the Sun going heel would be different, and that way it does.
I think he'll forget it in 6 months.
Well, then he needs to learn to bounce.
Once he leaves Rey, either way he gets free.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
He's in trouble either way.
Yeah, because he needs. But send him NXT. Give him a manager.
Yeah,
that can talk for him.
What else we got? Liv and Ronda.
I'm thinking Ronda gets the title.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Or unless Bayley comes in and causes some kind of DQ or something.
I think Liv gets interference to help her beat Ronda, and it's either Charlotte to set up Charlotte Ronda again.
No,
it sucks, but it's
that's what I never liked. Here we go again, Ronda.
But now it's not.
But you're keeping Charlotte.
Now.
You're keeping Charlotte and Ronda away from titles, and they're having just a storyline, which I'm okay with if the title's not implicated. Or you have Bayley come out and jump Ronda to keep Liv champion.
Then you can do Charlotte,
and then Bayley turns around and goes, "Well, nothing personal to you, Ronda, but she's easier to beat. I don't want to fight you."
But why would Bayley do that?
Because she's a heel.
Is she?
Yeah, she left as a heel.
Yeah, she was a heel.
Yeah, I mean, but
if you're Bayley and you're a heel,
but when Bayley comes back, she's getting cheered.
Yeah, she comes.
I mean, she can come out like screw you people and do that from him.
Yeah, I mean, she's getting cheered regardless.
I would have her come back
as a babyface.
Maybe I would have her attack anyone. I would have her come out and be like, a big return tonight on Raw. Bayley's back and she beats whoever.
But if Bayley wants to come back and put herself in the title picture, who do you, as a person, you wouldn't fight? You wouldn't fight Liv Morgan, or would you rather fight Ronda Rousey?
Well, are you going to be a babyface or a heel?
Heel.
Right.
Then you take the chicken shit way out and you help Liv win.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how babyface. I want to fight.
I think the better match there is probably Bayley Liv, because Ronda seems like she's in don't care mode.
Yeah.
In fact, I would have Ronda lose and then be like, we don't need you anymore.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, do you think that'll happen? I don't
know.
They're a different mindset now. Well,
no, I think they're.
She's a big name.
Yeah, she's set on the name, and I think
maybe Triple H can be like, hey, sit down with her, but can you look like you maybe want to do this a little bit, and give her a manager, Paulie. There you go.
Yeah. What we got? Bianca and Becky. And Becky again?
Yeah.
Bianca retains, I say.
I would think maybe they give it to Becky, but I
now, how long are their storylines?
You could
going?
Put Bayley in there
before
too.
WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, but it's been on and off. It hasn't been consistent.
Okay. Do you tease a squash that she almost tried to squash her, because that's how she got the title?
You do that,
her
and she kicks out.
Yeah,
at one, and you're like, oh, it almost happened again. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
What else we got? Tag teams. Usos versus the Street Profits with Jeff Jarrett as your manager.
He'd be the last one.
One night before he is in the main event of Ric Flair's last match.
I don't know what happens there. I don't know.
If you're gonna do anything new with the titles, I think now's the time to take it off and
put on
as your refresh with your new company, and maybe the Bloodline don't have the titles anymore going after this pay-per-view.
You could do that. It might be for the best.
Yeah.
And then they should win it, and they're standing there, and then here comes War Machine, because that's their new name, and they beat the hell out of them, and then you have Street Profits versus War Machine.
Yeah.
Shoot. And then you move the Usos to whoever.
Yeah. Lesnar and Roman.
Who cares?
I think Roman wins.
I think Roman.
I don't care about the action figure. I think Roman wins.
I think Brock wins.
Yeah, I don't.
So if your next pay-per-view is Clash at the Castle.
If you build up this title reign for almost 2 years, and it's whoever's going to win this, then again the same with the Undertaker streak. So who knows? And you're going to build up like whoever's going to end this is special, and it's Brock. Oh wow, you just wasted the last 2 years of booking.
Sure, sure, I agree, but
the action figure, right?
No, not the action figure. I still am holding on to the hope of the Rock thing. So it's this last man standing, no DQ. So Brock's out there just getting jumped by the fucking entire bloodline.
I think Cody and Roman's probably. Well, maybe not now.
Cody and Roman is going to be, but it's not right away. It's not Mania.
I think it is.
I think Roman.
If Cody's healed.
I think Cody gets a title, but he doesn't get it off of a Roman.
Look, they got to save Rock Roman for WrestleMania with a nice even number at the end of it. A 0.
Oh, you won it in Philly.
Hey, I have a standing thing. I've been to 2 WrestleManias, and every time I've been to a WrestleMania, the main event has been The Rock losing the WWE title or WWF title.
My fantasy booking, Brock wins with the help of The Rock.
With the help of The Rock.
The Rock's going to be there.
So The Rock's heel.
I think Rock shows up and takes out Roman.
Sorry.
No cash in for Theory. I think we go to fucking Scotland, because I think the bigger matchup there is Brock versus Drew. Because
I think it's Drew trying to dethrone I think Drew trying to dethrone the guy who's been champion forever is bigger than who's going to try to beat the guy already beat.
I agree.
I think if you go over there,
plus you'd have two faces.
I think your bigger name is Lesnar. Well, I mean Lesnar's a face, but is he like he's like a tweener?
Yeah, now he's straight face. Yeah,
he's a baby face.
And you get that rematch of you get before. I think Drew gets a small title push where he beats Brock in
flipping the title out here.
Yeah,
you're hot potatoing that title around a lot right now.
You're gonna hot potato more because I think Theory cashes in at some point.
Bro, we're gonna have 3 new champions in 2 months.
Yeah.
I think Theory cashes in and eventually,
and then Cody comes out and he beats Theory. And then Dustin comes out and beats Cody.
I forgot. You got to keep titles
for
17
Dustin
years.
comes out when he's out there. All of a sudden, Jeff Jarrett comes out
and he wins the title
with his guitar, smashes it over Dustin's head.
You're right. I think
new champion.
I think
Jeff
Roman
Jarrett
should keep it for another 7 years because that's how titles
he
go
can
work.
beat Bruno's record.
Yeah, I think he is.
Here, honest question. Do you like titles changing a lot?
I think if you've seen a title on the same person,
I'm not asking that. I'm asking, do you like titles changing a lot? Yes or no?
It depends. Depends on the situation.
What is a good number of world champions for a year?
I like the way AEW is
it depends on
like
stories.
Half a year or so.
Depends on stories.
If the story is really good, but the title changes hand 15 times.
If the title is on 2 people,
not too much. No.
If the title's on,
you're going
people,
one extreme or the other. What's a good happy medium?
Yeah,
I think it comes down to stories.
So what's a good happy medium?
It depends on the story.
What would you do?
At what point you're saying,
let's say all the stories are good.
Answer.
Let's say you have a good story for 2 champions, you have a good story for 15 champions.
The story.
What would you do?
If the storyline is telling me that I've seen 2 people with the title for the past probably 7 years.
We're forgetting a lot of people that were champion.
Yeah. But still,
realistically, 2 people have had the championship for the past 7 years.
Drew had it for a while.
Goldberg.
I mean, Drew pandemic era. Yeah.
Seth Rollins had it for a while.
Yeah, Fiend.
So
Roman and Brock are your main guys who've had the titles mainly.
Well, Hogan,
your biggest pushes for the last
2021 till now.
Yeah.
John Cena, Randy Orton. Kind of always is like that.
I'm cool
Ric
with
Flair,
I'm cool
Dusty.
with a little hot potato to mix things up for a little bit.
How much hot potato?
You don't want it to become the 24/7 title.
Yeah.
No,
how much would you do? If you're in charge.
I see what he's saying though. Like every make
I
major
think Drew winning a title in a foreign land is a good view for WWE of their guy who didn't get a title
I
shot.
like that. A foreign land. It makes it sound like he's winning it like in like Agrabah
Yeah.
or something.
It's the first time they're traveling out of the country in WWE since the pandemic. His whole title run got
They haven't
fucked in
done
the
a Saudi
pandemic.
Okay, what if you
I
still
was
do
just gonna
that?
say, didn't they
I don't
do
call-
Saudi
I don't-
show?
I
Yeah,
don't
they did a
count.
Saudi show.
I don't
They did
count
too.
Saudi. I'm saying like they travel to another country.
Okay,
where
what if
people-
they still do that?
That doesn't kill
But
journalism.
Roman has
Yes.
the title, and Drew beats Roman, the
Yeah.
bad guy.
This
in
makes more
Scotland.
sense if he beats Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you just want Roman to lose.
I want Roman Rock. I want Roman Rock.
I
Roman.
mean, you
Goldberg.
can still get that if Drew beats Roman.
And you could do that without the belt. That doesn't need the
Yeah.
belt.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want the belt on
Well,
that.
yeah,
if it
well, if
happens.
Drew beats Roman, Roman doesn't have the belt. You're just adding an unnecessary Brock reign in for no reason.
I think Brock is your case glass break emergency, and it still works because he's a believable
But-
champion.
but
There's
why
no
do we need-
emergency though.
Yeah.
Your emergency is if you're setting up for Mania for The Rock and Roman.
Yeah, but
Okay, so and your problem is Roman shouldn't be the champion. So we have Drew beat Roman at the whale show. Problem solved.
I'd rather see Brock beat. I'd rather see Drew beat Brock because it's
Why?
Because when he beat Brock, it was with no crowd.
that's true. But I mean, for right now,
I think you're giving him, and I think Brock, no matter
So
where you go,
in what you're
but then
trying
you're
to-
having two babyface matches.
I think no matter where you go on the planet, Brock Lesnar always outdraws Roman Reigns, no matter where you plan. I don't care how.
Ah.
I don't think you're having a problem selling out that stadium, no matter who. It could be Drew McIntyre.
I'm just saying
And truth.
Yeah.
that country is a fighting country. They love dude. They know who Brock Lesnar is. He's a
I'm pretty
bigger.
sure they know who Roman Reigns is too.
they're- he's
If you're a WWE fan, yeah, you're
he's a bigger draw, no matter how you
They're
slice the
going to
pie.
sell
than
out.
Roman
They're going to
Reigns.
sell out the building.
Yeah, but
Worry about
if
a
you
draw.
sold out the building already,
Drew McIntyre beating Brock Lesnar is more effective than Drew McIntyre
He already
beating Roman
did.
Reigns
I know there's no
disagree.
crowd, but he
I
already did.
disagree right now.
with no fans.
Because
matter.
yeah, he already beat him in
With
storyline.
no fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but he already beat him. It doesn't matter if there's
it was still on
10 fans, no
television.
fans?
Yeah, it was
100.
still televised.
No fans, and he's doing it in his home country.
he beat the guy that had the belt for 2 months.
Who lost to Bobby Lashley earlier this year?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
beats the guy that had the belt for 2.5 years that no one can beat.
I just
Isn't
think
that a bigger accomplishment?
What would have been a bigger thing for Evander Holyfield? Beating Mike Tyson or beating Buster Douglas?
Tyson.
But he beat Buster Douglas.
Yeah.
Because Buster Douglas was only champion for a little bit.
Just saying.
That's the thing. Brock
Yeah.
is Buster Douglas.
I think Roman's fantastic, but no matter how you slice that pie, Brock is always going to be the bigger draw than Roman.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. So
It does
you
short
just said good stories, right?
Yeah, that's a
what
better
is a draw?
story.
A draw is
How is that
a
a better
draw
story
is-
than I finally accomplished
Because
and beat the main
if you're
villain?
telling me I get to beat a guy
Uh-huh.
on TV in my home country, and it's Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar, visually, I want to beat Brock Lesnar
Why?
because he's the
beast.
fucking
Yeah.
beast.
because he was in UFC before.
Because he's the fucking visually the strongest and biggest guy in the company,
But
no matter
everybody
who's
knows-
your champion.
But right now he's not portrayed as.
Sure,
he's
he is.
portrayed as
He's
a,
always Brock Lesnar.
yeah, but I mean,
Roman-
You could
Roman
put him in
big-
a monkey suit and
your
he'll be
big
Brock
bad
Lesnar.
guy is Roman Reigns.
Sure, but
No, it's
You-
even bigger than
Okay,
Hamas.
all right,
Have
all
big
right, all right.
Hamas.
At the end of Avengers, when Thanos is there,
sure.
Doctor Doom comes and kills Thanos and takes the gauntlet, and then they beat Doctor Doom in 5 minutes.
We're not talking Avengers. We're
That's
talking
the same thing.
We're talking WWE.
Is that not the same?
We're talking WWE.
Yeah, but is not that the same?
No, we're
what's
not.
what's
We're
that
talking
word called?
WWE. You're
Isn't that
you're
similar?
mixing sports. So you're saying like,
No,
oh, the big baseball
no.
guy and the big. I'm talking WWE.
Okay, you could do it with the football team.
No
too.
matter how much you book a guy to be your number one guy
Yes.
and you put all that work in, if Brock Lesnar's an active rostered member,
Yeah.
he's bigger than anyone you're going to work.
I disagree.
Yeah.
The Rock.
Rock is an exception. He's a movie star. He
Why
has
just have The
he
Rock
has
do it?
he has outside views. He's outside.
So why aren't they doing Rock and Brock and not Rock and Roman?
Yeah,
Because
Rock
if,
and Brock.
if
How about
Brock
that?
is such a big star and you want the biggest draw possible, they shouldn't do
because
Rock and Roman, they should do Rock and
your
Brock.
long term booking is the Samoan, the head of the table. That's what you've been working towards.
Your long-term booking right now is Roman's been champion forever and nobody can beat him. So if you want to really put Drew over, have
Yeah.
Drew beat Roman.
Roman.
See, that's the big accomplishment. He finally does it. He's the guy that he would gain more from that than beating Brock.
I disagree.
Because if
He
Brock,
never beat Roman.
if Brock was still invincible, Brock hasn't been invincible in a long time. People have beaten Brock. Roman's beaten Brock a few times. Seth has beaten Brock a
Who
few
do you
times.
think you have in your
Bobby
roster?
Lashley
Who do you
beat
think you have in
Brock.
your roster a longer term for future?
Roman and Brock?
Roman or Brock?
Roman.
Roman, exactly. So you don't have to rush Roman, Drew McIntyre at any point.
No, you don't have to rush it, but it's
You don't have
it's
to rush
there.
anything.
That's it's always going to be there.
Yeah, but you don't have to rush.
Brock's what 45 right now.
Yeah, but it's been done before also.
Yeah.
It's been
I
done
know.
with no crowd.
Doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter
Why?
because your moment of Drew in his home country
You'll never-
beating the Beast
Yeah.
is a huge moment.
You
He
think
already
that-
beat the Beast.
Yeah. You don't think that's as huge as beating
No,
Roman?
I don't think beating him in an empty arena in the
You don't
performance
think
center.
you don't think that's as big as
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying
it's
it's as big. It's saying it's already happened. Whether it was, it's like saying, oh, well, we
All
already
right, so
saw.
visually,
no.
Drew McIntyre's holding his belt up
Uh-huh.
to an empty arena,
Yeah.
and he had a 3-minute squash match with Brock Lesnar.
okay. So, but
You think they're going an hour in Wales?
what you're arguing
I-
isn't who he's beating. you're arguing that there's no fans.
Yeah, I think it wasn't.
So it doesn't matter if he beats Shane McMahon. No, you're arguing that there's no fans.
I think when Brock is like, listen, I'm a wrestler guy for the title in front of no fans, it's a different performance you're going to get out of Brock if you're in the middle of a different country and there's thousands of people around.
No, I'm not saying the match will be good or bad.
Like if you think Brock's going half-hour double juice, all the high spots.
I think Brock goes 15-20.
No. When was the last time Brock went 15-20?
Yeah. when he wrestled Finn and every single time
they went 7 minutes. It was a good 7 minutes, but they were short matches.
All right, so he gives them 10 minutes. It's still better than squash, super finish.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
And probably the match this weekend will suck, but
I don't know. I think beating the beast is bigger.
I don't know. As a person that doesn't watch it on a regular basis, what they're saying makes more sense and makes me want to sit down and watch it. If Drew topples the bloodline or whatever, puts a crack in the bloodline group, that I think is much better than seeing Brock once more.
No, but you don't understand. There's going to be people there.
No, I think Roman.
That would make me more interested.
I think Roman getting interfered and beat keeps him strong. So when because he has to.
So we're going to end the second biggest pay-per-view and you're on a fuck finish. All right.
A fuck finish, but The Rock's involved in the fuck finish.
So The Rock's doing heel shit now.
No, right. The Rock is attacking Roman because he's cheating to beat Brock.
Why does The Rock care about Brock Lesnar all of a sudden? They're not.
He doesn't. He wants to.
They're saying like Roman's beating him with a chair or something. And the Rock.
I think I said earlier, the bloodline is attacking.
Standing, the Rock's not breaking the rules.
Once again, the bloodline is attacking Lesnar.
Yeah, that's fine. It's last minute. There's no rules in this match. They're not.
There's no rules.
You're right. It's silly. You're right. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how. I'm saying The Rock's coming out, costing Roman his loss.
First of all, The Rock's not coming out. The Rock's going to be plugging back.
I know this is called fantasy booking. I know that's not how it's going down, but I'm just saying it's if Drew beats him clean in fucking in England. Fucking that's your big loss, and then it's like, well then why the fuck?
The show's in Wales and Drew is Scottish, so it's not like it's not in Glasgow.
You're right. Yeah. Anyway, what? So you guys think Roman retains?
Yes.
Cool. Anything else with the pay-per-view? I'm just saying, like, I don't know what to say.
Bobby Lashley against Theory is the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think Theory should cash in and hold the title for 14 years.
Well, but you're going extremes.
No, I long title runs are the way to go. That's the way to go.
Now you're being a little child.
That's how we should.
Saying
that's how we should do it.
Because you don't like my idea. We should do the exact opposite.
No, I'm not saying like my idea, but I'm just saying I think long title runs are the way to go. I think flip flopping is too much.
Yeah, fuck Bruno. 14 years.
Yeah, 14 years.
But it's not one or the other.
Should be Bruno's thing.
I mean, it's not a short title reign. It's I'm beating this guy that's not as much of accomplishment because I've already done it as this guy.
It's bad when you hot potato it. If this
hot potato.
If
Cornette would hate that.
If you hot potato it while the product is
this isn't just Cornette.
Stale, that's fine. But when it starts to pick up again, then you got to have a longer term champion.
You know what promotion was known for the long title reigns, right? The WWF.
Yeah, that was
nobody was ever NWA champion for 7 years.
That's too long.
Or 4 years like Hogan.
But that would never happen.
Roman is reaching too long status, which is why it is absolutely perfect right now. If you want to really make Drew McIntyre, to have him topple the guy who has been champion forever, not the guy who needed help to beat Roman 2 months ago. That is our point.
Sure.
And I don't see Drew winning the belt at all. Really.
Yeah, I don't either.
I personally don't either. But that's how I would. Cody's eventually getting it at Mania. But I just.
It depends on.
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to think of a roadmap how to get Cody your title.
I think Austin Theory.
Yeah, he beats Roman. That's your roadmap.
I think Austin Theory's cash in is going to be null and void. I think.
It's going to be at WrestleMania against Cody, and it'll be null and void.
If they can,
you want Theory Roman. It's Theory Cody as your main event for the title.
No, I'm saying he's going to pull a Seth like Seth did. Seth cashed in after WrestleMania. What was it, 30?
So who wrestles Cody for the title?
I think he loses the before then.
So who do you have? Who do you have wrestling Cody for the title at Mania?
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I think Cody wins Royal Rumble, and they do that classic thing, and he beats Roman at WrestleMania.
Theory at some point cashes in and loses.
I think his cash in's done.
What if he cashes in on the other champion and wins?
There is no other champion.
Oh yeah, there's not. Yeah, never mind. I forgot.
Yeah. But we still have 2 belts.
He catches
we
another
still have 2
Continental.
belts, people. 2, right? That didn't change.
Well, they might change that, but probably not till after.
Let's change that. That's a little confusing for the people who are just.
I got sad news.
That's
Roman's not losing. Rock's not coming. Cody's winning at WrestleMania.
You don't think Rock shows up at all this year for Mania?
He might show up, but I don't think he's wrestling.
You don't think he's wrestling at all?
It
Mania
depends on his movie schedule, really.
I think The Rock remembers. Hey, the last time I did this, I ripped my abdominals off and I had to postpone a movie.
He also has no movies in production or filming from now until after Mania. Everything he's doing now is just publicity for movies he's already filmed.
Let's wait and see. Let's see if he gets.
That's been talked already. That's out there in the ether.
Okay.
I don't know if he shows up. I can't. I don't know if we'll ever see The Rock wrestle again.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe I'm latched onto the Rock Roman Mania as other people are latched onto the Fiend, and I think where I get stuck with this whole title and flip flopping is either split the titles or make them one title.
I agree.
That's where we're stuck right now. Where how do you get people to remain with a new thing if your one tag team is holding 2 titles and one guy is holding 2 titles and you have 2 brands?
I want Rock versus Roman with a special run-in by Jason Momoa. That's what I want.
Jesus. And what I said earlier was silly.
Well, I don't think she wants that for wrestling quality.
This has nothing to do with wrestling. This is everything
I think she wants that.
You're booking a porn is what you're booking.
Yeah, and it's all wet.
And they're
all wet for some reason.
It will clear out the female demographic. They'll win the female demographic on that one.
Now,
what they do need is they need some more main event people.
Also around Mania time and building up to Mania, what a great way to put over your fucking new company you just bought and your new football program is be on every now and then on weekly television.
Yeah,
being put there.
What's the word with that?
He bought it. It's coming.
Yeah, but like, do they have a date or?
I just think he has so much to promote between now and Mania, and plus
it could happen.
Getting his cousin there.
Yeah, I mean he does, but Brock can do it by himself. He don't need WWE for that.
I think it helps.
It does, but I mean,
I think
look. WWE threw a tribute show for The Rock that he didn't even come to.
He didn't even show up.
Right.
And they kissed his ass for 4 hours. If he says I want to be on Raw, they're gonna say, how much time do you need?
Rock does not need the WWE for anything anymore.
I don't think it's so much that he needs a WWE or he wants a WWE. I think it comes down to
maybe him giving
the
back.
family. It's the family. He's giving back to Roman at that point.
And that's the only thing. That's the only reason I think it's plausible.
Oh yeah, and then Steven says Rock buys busy for XFL.
I don't know if Rock's so much involved to the day to day.
There's like a commissioner. That his ex-wife is heavily involved too.
Yeah, I'm sure he said, "Hey, I would like 8 teams on this side, 8 teams on that side."
The Rock is busy every day of every.
Oh, he's the hardest working dude in the fucking world. Yeah, I don't know. That's where I fall. Is like, how do we get from now till then? Obviously, that's the fantasy booking. How do you get to SummerSlam to Mania and Rumble? I mean, who do you ever win a Rumble? Cody wins Rumble. Unless it's Cody against Roman at Rumble, and he wins the title there, but it means more if he wins the Rumble and wins at WrestleMania.
If he's not ready, and then
he'll be ready. But he'll be ready to Rumble.
Yeah,
I think it's
I don't know what you would do.
I think it kind of
Bobby
sucks.
Lashley.
I think it kind of sucks. Bobby's going to be your U.S. champion for a while.
Unless they build it up and then like he challenges Roman, but then doesn't win.
You keep Bobby busy with the U.S. title, so you can keep Bobby away from the time that Brock's on your roster or Roman's your main guy because. Visually,
did we ever get Bobby last year, Brock?
Yes,
once
Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay.
It was a spam finish match.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And Lashley won.
Yeah,
because of interference.
Do MVP or
I think it was Roman, wasn't it? I don't remember now.
Yeah,
I forget.
Roman
came because they did the thing where Lashley got hurt in Elimination Chamber.
They need
Brock
to get rid
won,
of that finisher match. I hate that.
Yeah, that has
that's once in a while that was cool. Like the first time, this is cool.
Every time you've seen Brock and Roman, or Brock and Goldberg during the pandemic era, you're like, well, they're not going to give you a full match because they don't care because there's no fans. They're going to go out and do spam and plus, get out of there.
I don't know how much of a match Goldberg can really give, especially at this point.
How about this? Cody beats Roman at WrestleMania or Royal Rumble, and then in WrestleMania it's Cody and Goldberg. Goldberg.
For me, and I know we've seen it 3 times, but I feel like your push or somehow you get there is Seth Cody.
You could do that.
Yeah, and then that should be the final of that.
Yes.
At Mania with Cody. Yeah. Cody as your champion.
Yeah, and then Seth can go babyface.
Yeah.
That and rehab himself.
Mm-hmm. But Seth disappears for a little bit, rebrands himself, comes back as a babyface.
Yeah, it's no more annoying laugh.
Yeah. That's why, like, if I'm just like kind of fantasy, like as I said, Rock Roman Mania, Cody Seth. I think Brock's gone by that point. He's out of the picture.
And even if he is, like, who do you have him wrestle for an attraction match that you didn't do already?
Yeah.
Now we do have another Saudi show in November. So you could have a title change there too.
Oof.
Yeah, you could.
Goldberg.
Yikes. Yikes. Dude, if anything can change in this company, the only Goldberg match I want to see is I want to see, because I kind of want to see them possibly shoot at each other and then Goldberg get the fucking shit kicked out of him. I want to see Goldberg and Riddle. I want to see Goldberg like shoot a double and Matt just chokes him out in front of a fucking stadium.
I don't think Goldberg would do
that. He would shoot a double and Matt be like,
everyone would like that. Like,
go to sleep, bitch.
I hope Matt Riddle gets his name back.
I wouldn't be upset with seeing Riddle Brock. We've never got that either because that was something
because Brock doesn't want it.
Yeah, apparently.
Brock's like, fuck that guy.
I'm trying to think of a match with Brock.
We kind of had it in an elimination chamber. They had a square off.
You could do a proper Brock Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, like a real match, not a finisher match.
Yeah.
If the Fiend was still there, that'd be interesting. Fiend and Brock as an attraction match,
I can see them making a strong push to bring the Fiend back as a free agent, just for merchandise.
Yeah, I don't know how
everything.
Triple H is with the relationship, but
yeah,
I mean,
I can care less.
You
if
need
he's there.
main event people.
I can care less he's there, but one thing I know it's kind of funny to say, and I know you hate it, but like there's really no like. I mean, the Judgment Day is kind of there, but they're not spooky supernatural. They're just kind of evil. But we don't really have a supernatural paranormal.
Isn't it great?
Yeah. Yeah, no,
you have no taker. I mean, the only thing you have right now is maybe Finn if he does a demon, but he's
and that
there's no demon Finn in the future,
and he doesn't shoot lightning bolts at people or
teleport. Do you need someone to replace the Undertaker? Like not replace the Undertaker, but that. Role.
I think when it comes to fans and making money, I think it's smart to bring.
Was that
back
more of a?
But then you have to deal with him backstage, and it's a nightmare.
Vince thing, I don't know.
He's replenishing his magic points.
Yeah, he spent
he's sleeping
all of his...
in an inn right now.
Yeah, he's in the Odin sleep, as it's called.
He's charging in an inn with a bottle of ether on either side of him, and he's gonna have so much MP when he comes back. It's gonna be great.
Jacked. I would bring him back, but I wouldn't have him as. I wouldn't. I will dial back some of his abilities.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah,
just that Hell in a Cell match was so awful.
Terrible. Because they're like cool this is, and I don't know anything, and this is not me reading anything and just kind of like just fan theorying, but they're like, go ahead, Bray, go do all these cool things and sell merchandise. Oh, and you're gonna put yourself over in all these things. Oh, when it comes to the match, you're fucking losing. Sorry. And then he's just like, oh, cool. I put all that work in, and then
he beat Rollins.
Yeah.
I mean,
he hasn't beat Rollins.
Did he beat Goldberg for the belt?
No, Goldberg beat him for the belt.
Goldberg beat him.
But then how
essentially everyone beat him,
and then he sent John Cena to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, John Cena never came back. Well, he did come back.
Cena's the only one he beat.
He escaped from the Phantom Zone.
It took 2 years, 3 years.
It takes a while to escape from the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, the Rollins beat him every time. I thought.
No, he beat Rollins in Saudi Arabia for the title.
And then Hell in a Cell he won because remember he got the big hammer.
Hell in a Cell he got disqualified for beating up Rollins too much. Or no, Rollins got disqualified in Hell in a Cell. Because he beat up Bray.
He hit him with a chair too many times.
No, he hit him with a hammer.
Yeah, remember the big hammer he pulled out?
He hit him with a big cartoon hammer.
That's what it was. The big cartoon. I forgot about the big
under red lights.
And got disqualified.
Yeah, in a Hell in a Cell match.
And then
they had a match.
Wait, I thought they were all no DQ.
The most dangerous.
Yeah, they
match.
are, but no, it's too. He hit him with a hammer. Okay, they're even in a match where there's no rules. You can't hit somebody with a giant cartoon mallet.
A sledgehammer? That's fine.
With a giant Harley Quinn hammer.
Yes. Yeah. that was. Jay sure went like that squishy sound.
Yeah.
I know there's no DQ, but
he can chair totem a couple times too. I think, or like
like through chairs,
or did the curb stomp with 2 chairs.
That's probably the lowest point of the Fiend. The highest point was his debut.
Yeah.
What do you think's worse, him getting beat to the point where he has to be DQ'd finished, or Randy lighting him on fire?
I think.
Or wait. No, or even worse.
I was gonna say maybe the finish.
Even worse. He is about to win the match.
And Alexa pops out
of
does nothing
and pukes black goo, and he gets rolled up finished,
and that's the end of the Fiend.
and it was 5 minutes. Wasn't
the last time he gets a roll? He gets a schoolboy.
He got put out with a roll up. Yeah,
that was pretty.
How about this? Randy Orton killed a guy.
Yeah,
and then 5 months later, he's a wacky babyface with Matt Riddle.
And then everyone's like, "Oh, we're gonna get the Fiend back. He's gonna be all burnt up." And he walked down that aisle.
Yeah, he walked through the tunnel the weekend. Yeah, he walked through the tunnel the weekend, walked through at the Super Bowl.
That's what happens when you get a suit and you wrestle in it and go, I can't wrestle in this.
Yeah, he was Carl Havoc for a minute.
And then they go, okay, we know what to do.
I know the fans want it, but I'm not excited for all the reasons.
In that he's like, I don't want to be around anymore.
I don't want the Fiend back. I mean,
the mask is cool.
It's a cool look. But then
there's only one problem. The only guy that's capable of getting a good match out of him is in AEW now.
Yeah.
Very true.
I mean, what do you do? Oh,
Go to
he
AEW and
comes
wrestle
back
Bryan
and he leads
Danielson every
Judgment
week.
Day. Okay, then what do they do?
Do you really want him in Judgment Day?
No.
It's like everyone's like, go bring him in the Dark Order. Like,
I want Fiend,
Cult leader
Finn and Damien and Rhea recruit people, but you don't have to be evil. I don't have to be supernatural. You can be evil
yeah,
and bad
just be
guys.
evil bad guys.
Yeah.
If anything, this stable is helping Damian Priest more than anybody.
Yeah.
It's helping Damian Priest a lot.
In fact, I think maybe you should look at him as the leader, but I mean,
Technically,
kinda
it should be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Because Finn doesn't even talk. He just kind of stands
Yeah,
there.
or have Rhea be the leader.
Rhea being the leader would be great.
Yeah.
Because Rhea should be in the world title mix. Rhea's great.
Yep.
I'm glad she's back. Like,
It's a great look.
yeah.
You know what I would do? I'd have Rhea do something after SummerSlam to attack Bianca.
Mhm.
And then if your Street Profits are your tag champions, then you could do a cool little thing where
Oh,
you have
okay.
Rhea going after
That'd be fine.
Bianca.
Yeah, that'd be
And
great.
then the Street Profits going after Finn and,
Yeah.
and
That'd be a
Damian
great
Priest.
mid-card feud.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially for like a month. We're getting
Mhm.
Rhea takes the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rhea takes title off Bianca.
Yeah, because that's who I would have beat Bianca. I wouldn't have Becky win it back. I'd have
No.
Bianca take it.
Yeah, I think
You can have Becky win it at Mania.
The only thing is,
Let's end this Becky Bianca crap too. Like, be done now.
and Bianca had a good title run. She got.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she had her squash, then she got it back. She's a two-time
from
champion.
WrestleMania till August. Well,
No, you can have Rhea can win it at Extreme Rules in Philly.
there you go.
I keep
That's
forgetting.
some wacky match,
Yeah.
but not too wacky. Like
Yeah. No, you can't have anything crazy like a giant cartoon sledgehammer.
pinfall's kind of anywhere or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, a strap match or so. There you go. Something different.
Here, well,
Texas
Coal-
death match.
coal
There you go,
miner's
but
glove.
not death match.
another
death
thing that
match.
annoys
Coal
me
miner's
is
glove,
just
baby.
Rhea just beat the shit out of
Dominic.
Ray and Dominic the whole fucking night, and it's just like, if you're doing one, just do it both ways. Like,
Yeah.
Ray's gonna punch her in the face eventually. Like, no, I can't. You're lucky I
Yeah,
can't. No,
It's still, by the definition of domestic dispute, it's still the same.
it's still the same. Whether if a woman's hitting a man or a
Yeah.
man's hitting a woman.
True.
Network TV doesn't agree.
Yeah, which is weird.
The
So
powers
weird.
that be at USA Network are like, nah.
And then-
we're good.
Same people that said Jeannie can't show her belly button. Too many people get excited in the
Yeah.
60s.
Yeah, and then like you watch Sons of Anarchy, and
Yeah.
you're watching just pure R-word.
Any fighting
scenes.
game with it, with
Yeah.
male and
Yeah.
female characters.
Yeah, that one scene with Katie versus Seagal.
Who'd win in a fight,
second
Rhea
one.
or Dominic? I think Rhea would win in a fight. I like that she manhandled it.
I'd be cool with Rhea beating me up. All right, well that's gonna do. Anything else closing for the future WWE at our SummerSlam?
No, I think we covered SummerSlam pretty well.
It should be all right. I think your best match would be
I
Bianca
just
and
hope
Becky.
I am conscious to watch.
Yeah,
it.
I will be quite drunk when it's on, so I probably won't know about much of it. I'll probably be
I'm
sleeping.
gonna try to hope I make it to SummerSlam and not have to call Heidi and be like, "Come get me." I feel like I'm going to die,
Oh boy.
like I did last year.
Take a little nap somewhere in some street corner.
Oh, I might have to. I might be crashed on your newly concreted steps at some
Yeah.
point in the day.
They're still. I need to. I need to edge
happens,
them out a little.
You
bit,
need to
so.
go outside and take a picture of them and post it to our
Ah.
Instagram.
That guy, Sean, says, I think it's that Sean, Judgment Day needs a title.
Tag titles.
Oh yeah,
tag
I
titles,
think
yeah,
he's
there you
saying
go.
Rhea beat like Rhea gets a.
Oh,
she-
okay.
Like,
Rhea
Rhea's a
take-
champion.
Rhea
Rhea
makes
could-
great
if Rhea
women's
wins the
champion.
women's title and she's the leader, I like this idea. And then they win the tag title. That'd be a nice little thing for a couple months.
Yeah.
Mhm. What if like it's the opposite, where instead of like a girl always has the guy blocking, and like every single time that Rhea like talks
Yeah.
shit, someone's like, "I'll come fight you, Rhea," and then like Finn and Damien instead of.
That'd be cool. It'd be different.
Yeah, just make it like.
Yeah, it's not like you're taking the world champion.
She's like a dominatrix queen, and she has her two little guys on leashes.
Why-
and
why
she
not?
just
Why
walks into
not?
the
That's
ring.
right.
Everybody's
that,
just scared of her.
that
That'd
would be
great.
that would be entertaining.
I'm into
I
it.
think.
Strong female
Yeah.
evil character.
And it's
And
not like you're
different.
Yeah, it's not like you're using.
Dress Rhea up as like Mad Max villain.
Yeah, it's a cool
Oh.
gimmick for somebody that's actually good.
Yeah.
I'm
Put
all
her in
for
the
it.
carrying cross gear that you brought
Oh,
him in.
God.
No Roman war helmets.
Yeah, she's come out like Demolition.
Put Finn and Damien in like Road Warriors gear,
Yeah.
and then just Rhea as just like this.
Yeah, to make it, yeah, that'd be better than Supernatural.
Make her like
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
make her like
That'd be a way to
Charlize
go.
Theron and Mad Max Fury Road.
yeah.
Furioso.
Furioso.
Fury Road.
Yeah.
Furioso.
There it is. We booked it. I want those action figures. Anything in closing, Andy?
Oh, are we wrapping up the show?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Jonathan Gresham asked for his release after.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
news. I
Yeah.
mean, we're at 134. We can
I
get a
mean,
little bit.
we'd wrap it. It was
We can get a little
Hook
news
won
in.
the FTW title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Maybe does it like go away now?
I
I don't think so.
don't. I think Hook probably caps. I mean, they don't treat it like a.
Do you
real
think AEW is actually saying no?
Yeah.
We don't want to have a title on our TV. No, that's never
He-
going to happen.
he has it for a while. I don't know what you would do with it, but yeah, I think it would help him at this point. just to be like, oh, Hook's the FTW champion, and then after a year, like when he loses it to whoever, then just phase it out.
What do you think's going to be talked about more at the end of this? The Starks' turn or Hook winning the title?
It's the Starks' turn, probably.
Hobbs' turn, yeah.
I mean, but the whole segment was done very well. I thought.
When they came back and he was still in the ring and he was starting to cut the promo, I was like, oh, we're getting babyface. He's going to hit him.
Yep.
And then
I didn't get that. I was like, oh, wow. I was surprised.
I was surprised.
I mean, babyface Ricky Starks.
As soon as he started cutting the promo that he was doing the babyface promo, I was like, oh, Hobbs going to crush him.
I thought they were both be good guys. And like, oh, it's all good Team Taz, which I think is done now. I would assume.
I think Team Taz is officially dissolved.
Yeah. Which that's probably for
It
the
seems
best.
like Taz is going to be more of an announcer now.
Yeah.
Shivani's kind of been the interview guy now more than an announcer.
A part of me wanted Taz to come and like meet him at the ramp and like hug him, but then I'm kind of glad they didn't because they made it look like Hook's not like he did show emotion, like he pandered to the crowd a little bit, which he's never done before.
Which is good. He wins the first title.
Yeah, exciting for him.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Starks as a babyface push.
I think the feud will be very good with him and Powerhouse Hobbs.
The Jungle Boy promo.
Not bad.
Cursing, but not bad.
Curses,
It's probably his best one ever.
Dumb. I think the
only
whole,
one ever.
If they still do a thing where Luchasaurus just turns on him, it's the dumbest shit ever.
Why turn him back just to turn him again?
Exactly.
I
Like,
think
either do or don't.
Jungle Boy should just get more and more vulgar as
Yeah.
just in three. Christian, you fucking suck, you piece of shit.
Christian, I'll fucking rip your face off. Well, he did kind of say like after he didn't have a mic,
Prick.
but he goes, I'm gonna fucking kill
Yeah,
you.
he said prick. I was like, whoa.
I think they said to him, like, you gotta curse. That'll make
but
it
I mean,
cool.
he said to the camera, I'm going to fucking kill
Yeah,
you.
right.
He said like
one of my favorite things was
I was
before,
like Jungle Boy,
one,
Jungle Man.
before the first Rock Cena match at WrestleMania 28. Because it was Rock's first match back in 8 years, and like he was just this big Hollywood star, and he had done a lot of like that was when he was doing like a lot of the family movies, like The Tooth Fairy and things like that. And they're like, somebody in the media just goes to him before WrestleMania, they're like, "I'll say you're gonna wrestle John Cena," and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck him up." And he was like, "I'm sorry." It was great.
Yeah,
he showed charisma, and Dante Martin showed a lot of charisma too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He must have got some from that girl because she had none.
that was that's Sky Blue, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
Sky
Sky
Blue.
Blue.
Sky Blue, yeah.
Maybe she's the Wish version.
You know
of
what was
herself
really
now.
awkward when he
Yeah.
cut the backstage promo, which was okay. And then he's like, and I got someone to watch my back. And Sky Blue just comes out. He's like, Sky Blue. And she comes out. She's like, and she just stands there and she doesn't say anything. And it was just like, and then Tony Schiavone's like, all right, back to you. It's like, that was awkward.
How
Yeah.
about the fact that Sky Blue and Ty Conti now are just managers?
Yeah.
Like, that's cool, I guess. Like, Ty Conti was just challenging for your world title not too long ago. I'm cool just making out with Sammy Guevara.
I mean, if she seems happy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
I think they'll eventually be women's tag titles.
Did she ever challenge Thunder Rosa for the title? I don't think so.
She challenged-
I
No.
think Britt. Yeah, she challenged Britt.
Britt. Yeah, she was a
I
good guy
think that
then.
would
Well,
be-
maybe they'll do. They're already the mixed doubles tag champions in AAA. Maybe they'll do a mixed doubles tag division. You have like Britt and Adam Cole.
Yeah.
And, even people that
The
aren't
mixed
together
match
for real.
challenge. Remember that?
Dude, the mixed match challenge was fun to
it
watch.
was kind of fun.
It was fun to watch.
And hey, more titles in AEW. That's exactly what they need.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said in the
Just
chat
make-
the
they
trios
should-
title. We talked about that
I was
earlier.
just gonna say, just make the trios title that mixed
I'm
match.
okay with the trios
title.
title because it's like a gimmicky title, but it's something
Yeah.
different.
And you have enough stables to go
You
around.
have enough people. They did that, and then maybe get some more people on the show.
So who's your first trio style champions?
Kenny and the Bucks.
Yeah.
It's looking like they're gonna do Hangman in the Bucks if Kenny can't come back in time.
They're saying Kenny's coming back this summer sometime because now their whole storyline for the summer got wiped out and they're rewriting Kenny into it.
Oh,
So they're rewriting some of their storyline for Kenny.
Did
to
they
come
announce
back.
when the tournament is for the trios?
All
title?
out.
The finals will be at All
All
Out.
Out.
Oh, so
Yeah, the
maybe
finals.
Kenny will be
That's Labor Day weekend. So
Maybe
that's
maybe
Bucks and
Adam-
mystery
Adam
person
Adam
versus
Cole
and
and
Red Dragon.
Red Dragon.
I think, yeah.
Where
And
has Red Dragon been? Why weren't they in? Like,
they were hurt.
oh, they're hurt.
Yeah.
Kyle had a minor injury. Cole has a big injury, and then Bobby Fish just wrote off TV because everybody else was hurt.
Okay.
And usually Bobby Fish is the one hurt in that stable. all
Yeah,
the
now
time.
Roddy might not come. You know?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
He asked for his release, but he's like, "Oh, no, I don't want it."
Wait a
But
minute.
they're like, "Nope, go."
Triple H is like, sorry, brother.
Yeah.
It's that picture of Grandpa Simpson putting his hat on, putting it back on, taking his hat, putting
Yeah.
it back on.
Yeah. Anything else news wise? Our recent the ROH pay per view was fun.
I didn't get to see
I
it.
seen
I heard
highlights. I didn't see the whole
I
thing
heard the
yet.
main event was very good.
Yep.
I heard oh shit, I just had it. It was Daniel Garcia, who did he wrestle? Really good.
Really
I heard
good.
that was very
Yeah.
good.
I mean, they wrestled once
Gar-
before. It's
Garcia
fantastic.
beat Brian Danielson in the main event of Dynamite.
clean.
Yeah.
Clean as a whistle.
No, not clean.
Well, I
Clean
remember
as a whistle.
an arm came up. They shouldn't be.
I didn't see an arm.
It should have been. it wasn't Jake Hager, it was somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know who it would be. It's Nikki Bella or Brie Bella.
No,
Stevens' House of Black trios title. Yeah, maybe.
Possibly.
Oh, what's his name? Got a tattoo of a gravestone on his body. It says, "Here lies Darby Allin."
Brody Lee.
Brody.
Oh, yeah,
Brody
they're
King.
They're doing a coffin match next week.
Yeah, casket match.
Lionheart, Chris Jericho.
Oh, that popped me when Mox came out and said that I want the Lionheart. I'm like, yeah.
Even though Lionheart, not much did. He just does the Boston Crab a little bit different.
If I was to that, I want conspiracy victim Chris Jericho.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I want you to dig up Ralphus.
Yeah. Remember they tried to get Ralphus?
I want you to dig up Mitch the Plant. That's what I want.
Him?
Yeah. I want the Jerichoholic Ninja.
He the only reason he asked for the Lionheart is because of the action figure out.
I'm sure that's probably why.
It's 100%.
I like the Lionheart. I liked him.
It's Jericho wearing different tights.
It's Jericho wearing different tights and a vest.
Yeah.
Well,
and not being able to do any of the moves he did when he was
Lionheart is more
well, he can do them. He just does them a lot slower.
Super Frankenstein? I don't think so.
Yeah, Lionheart Jericho is like first generation Jericho.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew first generation Jericho?
It was WCW.
When he first came to WCW.
I'm saying he'd be pre-WCW was Lionheart Jericho.
He used it loosely in between, like
in Japan
when he started.
I would be like,
he used it a little bit in WCW because it was
at the beginning.
It was the Lionheart, the Lion Tamer, the Lion
until
Salt.
he turned heel. He was Lionheart.
Yeah.
That character started in Mexico, right?
It was Corazon de Leon, which literally
Corazon de
translated
Leon,
to Lionheart.
That's what the figure is. The figure says the Mexican version.
Moxley,
it's based off a card or something that someone had from the Mexican.
Because they were going to give him that rock. What was it though? What was the gimmick they were going to give him? He said, "I don't want that," and they said, "Oh, we're going to give you this instead."
Oh, I don't know.
I forget.
He said his podcast.
Yeah.
Then the next challenger for him is going to be what? I want the Ayatollah of rock and rolla coming out.
I want the guy that didn't talk that wore the Matrix tights that looked like a bartender.
They should have Okada come out. I want Super Liger.
Yeah.
I want Super Liger. I want blonde hair Liger.
Do we get Mox CM Punk for a title?
Probably it all out if Punk is ready.
Yeah.
They said Punk was getting around really
or do
bad.
we get Jericho?
No,
I don't see. I mean, you could do it.
Jericho shouldn't have the world.
It's the interim title, so you can.
It doesn't
flip
mean anything.
It doesn't really matter. But I would think Mox would keep it. Wouldn't be totally surprised. But
I'm just trying to say.
I would bet on Mox keeping it.
What Moxley should have said, it's going to be me and Wheeler Yuta against the Thrill Seekers.
Yeah, Lance Storm comes back.
If I'm Mox, and this is no hate or shade to CM Punk, but I'm like, I'll lose dirty to Jericho so Jericho can lose to CM Punk. I don't know if I think I take a loss dirty to Jericho before I take a loss clean to CM Punk.
Or he can just not be a diva and lose to whoever they tell you.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a shit.
I don't know.
I mean, that's when you're really being.
That's when you're really being a mark for yourself.
Like, I don't want to lose to this. Hogan there,
I can't lose to CM Punk. I'm John. Do you know who I am? I'm John Moxley.
Yeah, that don't work for me.
The guy that walked away from wrestling for 7 years because he took his ball and home, or you get the guy who stayed stuck around and
but he came back. I mean,
Moxley quit WWE too. He just let his contract run out.
Yeah.
Just quitting WB and then there's just disappearing for almost a decade.
I mean, Mox didn't disappear for long, and we all knew where he was going because that video had the exact date for All Out on it, or not All Out, Double or Nothing.
I lose dirty to Jericho and then I just go back and have fun in GCW.
He had like maybe
again.
3 months off only. That was it.
I would think he's having fun in AEW as well.
Yeah, he's having fun, but I don't think I'd want to lose clean to CM Punk.
And then you would not be working probably.
Yeah,
very long.
He's too big of a mark for himself. He's out.
If I'm John Moxley and all the work I put in,
to
go down clean to Punk, I don't know. I think I'd rather lose.
I don't think Mox is like that. I don't think Mox is Shawn Michaels.
I don't think he is
Mox
either.
fucking lost to Josh Barnett in the GCW show. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
it's a little different.
He knows this is work. He knows
this is
that would come on. I think
Josh Barnett would legit.
Yeah, he
kill fucking Moxley in a real fight.
That's fine, but Moxley doesn't care. He's not.
Yeah,
he knows it's pretending. Just because I won doesn't mean I'm
Danhausen and not give a shit.
Yeah. Some people aren't wired like that. Some people know it's like this is a performance. I don't have to win every time.
Yeah.
No, I just think.
I think if you think like that, probably shouldn't be in the wrestling business.
I don't wrestle, so maybe not.
Because it's.
I think
a lot of people get wrapped up in that.
I think you watch a little too much Shawn Michaels growing up.
Yeah, I can't lose this way.
It's making a lot more sense now. It doesn't work for me, brother.
You're paid to wrestle. Someone has to win. Someone has to lose. I don't give a shit what I lose.
I just want to bring back. We argued about who's a visually better loss to if McIntyre would be Roman or Brock.
Well, I'm not talking about. We weren't talking about visuals. We're talking about, like you said, the story. The story is the guy who has been champion for almost 3 years.
Yeah, but I'm sure all three of them guys would.
I think story wise,
they don't mind.
I'd rather lose to Jericho dirty than lose clean.
Okay, now that's different than saying
story-wise.
I'd rather
that's
lose to
where
him.
I don't think CM Punk's going to be ready by All Out. I just don't.
And I also don't want to see Jericho in a pay-per-view main event ever again.
No.
That's very true too. He definitely is a step behind, but as what I'm saying is, I'd rather risking what CM Punk is capable of doing.
Fine. Then Moxley should. I'll lose it to Danielson. I'll lose it to Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
I'll lose it to the best wrestler in the world.
Maybe.
Let's do it.
No shame in that.
Yeah.
No.
He beat me. I beat him. He can beat me. Fair.
Sure.
Yep.
And then Danielson, CM Punk then.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Sure.
The only problem with that is that I think everybody would be pissed if CM Punk beat Danielson. Because CM Punk is leading to
Good. Then that's how you
MJF.
turn CM Punk heel. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, when he comes back, people are like, yeah, he's back.
And you got to
No.
throw MJF in there. He's sooner or later going to weasel his way back. I
Oh,
imagine.
CM Punk. The payoff is CM Punk and MJF for the title.
And then JF beats him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is how do we now with the injury? How do we get from the interim to CM Punk to that?
Yeah.
CM Punk beats the interim champion, then you do MJF. That's like it's
I wouldn't flip the interim title at all. So
Give it a
unless
month.
CM Punk's out for a long time, but then you would say, well, maybe this guy should be the regular champion.
Yeah.
So
So I don't like the interim title thing. If
Yeah.
he's
Well,
going to be
he
out for any
kind
length of time, just
He
get it.
kind of alluded
for
to
it.
that Mox did
on
on
the real world champion.
yeah.
Well, he's not going to say, "I'm a fake world
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah.
Look at me.
This interim.
He's not gonna be
bullshit is-
Wardlow. I want the real title. I don't want that one.
I don't want this bullshit title I have. I want the good title." No, you're not going to do that if you're smart. Moxley's smart.
Yeah, it's all up in the air. But I think they're probably like, well, we'll just keep on Moxley till Punk come back, unless it's something more, then we'll change it. I don't know. I don't see Jericho winning. I don't really see anybody winning.
No.
The only other person would be MJF, and maybe that's how they set up him and Punk. They both have the title, maybe.
Or maybe the only way that I think what it comes down to is I think if you give me CM Punk and Jon Moxley in a match right now, I want to see Mox go over CM Punk. I think
If
visually,
it's all out, it's in Chicago. That crowd's gonna be behind Punk.
I don't care if it's in fucking
I
the hospital.
that'll be
CM
a
Punk
good
is
match.
there.
What if it's with no crowd?
It can be anywhere you put it. I think Mox, what he's been doing in the business, beats CM Punk 10 times out of 10.
But the world title's not a
I wouldn't say
participation
that.
trophy. It's not the hardest worker award.
Yeah,
I
It's the
agree.
world title.
But I'm saying is
Like,
everything
it's not the thanks for being around title.
You're
What
paid
you've-
every Thursday or Friday. That's
what you've been presenting to me
yes.
as Jon Moxley,
Uh-huh.
and what you've presented me as CM Punk.
Uh-huh.
As a fan,
That's as a fan. I mean,
I think Moxley,
Yeah, but every fan's
unless MJF screws Moxley out of it, and that's and Punk retains.
maybe that's the way to go.
That's the only way you
Yeah,
book
yeah,
it. I think it's
yeah.
believable.
MJF beat Moxley.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now we got MJF Punk, and they both have the belts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think CM Punk has done great since he came back. I have no problem.
Sure.
With him.
Yeah, I
I
have no
just-
qualms
I
with
just-
what Punk has done in AEW.
I just think if
I
think
have
he's
no
been
qualms
great.
with what Moxley's done in
No,
AEW.
no.
yeah, I like them both, but I think if you put them together, I'm leaning more Mox to beat him up because of what you presented Mox as a badass for. CM Punk is getting taken to the distance
Well-
by guys he probably should have been crushing in the past.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's what your world champion's supposed to do. Your
Yeah,
world
I mean-
champion's supposed to make the challenger look like $1 million.
Sure.
and then pull it
Takeshita
out.
wrestled Moxley too for 15 minutes. I mean, you can't really.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, it's a hard fought battle. A hard
AEW,
fought battle is always a better win than.
unless you're Wardlow, AEW doesn't do squash matches.
Yeah.
Unless you're
And
like a
they-
big guy.
I don't
do
think it
much
should be a
of that anymore.
squash, but I just think it'd be weird to just see Moxley just
I mean,
like he's bulldog choking people and fucking people up, and then he just gets put in the GTS and goes to bed.
yeah, but it's not like in 1 minute. It'll probably be 15 at least.
It's a weird finish to me, I guess.
I wouldn't mind either way.
And maybe
Come on.
I don't know. And like I said, I like Punk. I like Mox. I just think what you've been presenting.
I mean, if anyone should be world champion, it should be Bryan Danielson.
sure.
That's what
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was hurt, but
Yeah, if he
Another
wasn't hurt.
question: are you a fan of when they do the thing with Mox or Danielson, where they play into his head?
I don't like that
I don't like it either.
no.
because it's like you get the people that get worried for real, and like when indie wrestling does that, I don't like that.
I don't
Like,
like it either.
you don't want people being like generally concerned, like and scared.
because what you're saying without saying is, oh, this isn't part of the show.
yeah,
What you're not saying it, but you're saying it.
I'm not a fan of it.
I don't like making fans feel scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can beat the guy up and and he gets put through the table and stuff, but like you're just saying, like the head injury, I don't like.
I was happy though. They
It's
finally
uncomfortable.
did the chant. They finally did the chant on Dynamite.
You get fucking head kicked.
Yep, you're
Yeah.
gonna get your fucking head kicked.
I don't
in.
mind it. I guess I don't mind it if it's a knee, like if a guy has like knee injury,
Yeah, that's
but like head injury is a little different.
Yeah.
Especially with
Especially this is a guy who lost years of his
Yeah.
career because of this.
That's why, I mean, I guess he's for it, but I don't personally like it.
I mean,
wouldn't do
yeah,
it.
it's not something where it's like, oh, I'm going to turn this off.
Yeah.
But it seems like the whole company in general is okay with bringing in personal storyline. I mean,
Yeah.
between there you have Christian Cage and Jungle Boy bringing in Jungle Boy's dad, Luke Perry. So Luke
Yeah,
Perry.
that's
You would think
that's
that family
becoming
would be
kind
able to afford to have somebody dig the grave.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I dug it myself. Why?
was like-
you're rich.
What is it? The 1700s?
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
there are still people that
It's a little weird.
you
ceremonially
can
put
say
their
that.
He's
dirt
acting
on.
like he's digging the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, it's
And I was
promo.
born a poor child.
That's
Christian.
that's your smart fans getting your pop that makes them feel good because they're saying they're going after the forbidden fruit in a promo.
Oh, well, it's saying, I mean,
Like what Roman and Paul saying, who's the next one out the door? Like kind of alluding to
Yeah.
Vince. Like
which is,
people like, oh my god,
it's
he
okay when you
did!
do it a little bit,
Yeah.
but when you, it's like anything in wrestling, you do it a lot.
He
that's
dropped
what
his tray in the
affects.
lunchroom. Ooh. Like I don't know.
And it's funny, it's like, well, Roman, you're Vince's guy. More
Yeah.
so than him.
Yeah, Daddy's not home for you too, my
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
And Roman's going to be just fine.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
I don't know. Roman, I see different things for you.
Road Dogg beats him.
Sean comes back.
Yeah. I got one more run.
Anything's possible.
And I can only do 2 bumps per match.
Anything else news wise?
I don't think so. I think that's
No.
all the big
I
stuff.
know G1's going on, but nothing really big happened there. There's a
Yeah.
couple upsets. No one's really ahead yet, leading the
Takeshi's
points.
going back to Japan next month.
Yeah. He's going to, when his contract runs up with DDT, he'll be signed somewhere much bigger.
Probably AW.
Yeah. Unless New Japan grabs, or all Japan. They'll probably
Yeah.
be after him too.
One of the Japans.
Annie, we got the plug.
I will be wrestling at the Brewfest in Pottsville Saturday.
If
2
we
to
have a
5.
ring.
Yeah, if they get a ring, hopefully they do. I think they will. 2 to 5. What do you pay to get in the Brewfest and then stuff's free, but like you
Yeah.
gotta pay for certain
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, it's $40 to get in, and
You're
get
getting
to,
your money's worth for 40
you
bucks.
get to sample all of the beers.
you get like a glass, right?
you get a
There's-
glass, and you can fill it up with the beers. along the
I've
way.
been to a lot of Brewfest.
Mhm.
I think this is the biggest amount of breweries I've ever seen
Oh, wow.
at a Brewfest.
And it's downtown
Like,
Pottsville,
there may be
Pennsylvania.
breweries I may have to say I'm going to pass because I don't want to die tonight.
No, yeah, because you can't.
There's
drink
too
them all,
many.
Yeah.
There's too many breweries.
Yeah, if you had one drink from
And each
Each
brewery
brew-
usually brings 3.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
And it's going to be in the 80s that day.
Yeah, a little bit
So
cooler, but
Pace yourself.
it has been. Yeah.
it was hot last year too.
Yeah, heat's not a
So what's that?
fun fact. You know what happened wrestling wise last year at Brewfest? Bray Wyatt was released.
Yes, it
Oh,
was
wow.
the day Bray
Oh, how
Wyatt was
about that?
released. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So downtown Pottsville, Pennsylvania, Brewfest, 2 to 5 p.m. And
wrestling starts around 2:30.
Yeah, and the wrestling's gonna start 2:30.
Seems
so
like-
run almost
yeah.
the whole time. So 2:35 will be wrestling.
Seems like the ring, if they can get one, will be in between like Race Street and Market Street. it seems
Yeah,
like.
someone right around the marijuana dispensary.
I think the wrestling is going to save me when it comes to
Yeah, you got to
that.
stop
You'll be
drinking to pay attention to the
preoccupied.
wrestling,
Yeah, I will not be able to go to stand to stand to stand.
Yeah,
I'll be wanting to watch.
Yeah,
the
and there's
wrestling.
food trucks. All
Everywhere.
I can confirm is
That
I will
would
be
you- yeah,
wrestling
that would you
and Tony
pay
Deppen will be wrestling.
And
That's all I can. And it's
Big Dan Champion.
pretty sure Big Dan's
Yeah,
gonna be
I
there.
think some people had to pull out from commitment, so
Yeah.
we don't know who exactly. We know Tony Deppen because it's his brewery.
maybe
and we know Andy Henry is right here.
referee Bryce Raspat.
I would
maybe.
probably maybe somebody else. Yeah, it would be fun. But if you're already in, the wrestling is free.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, come and see that. And then Sunday is the Sanctuary Stampede.
Yes.
Who knows who's gonna be in that?
Everybody.
Yep.
Everybody.
That's 8 p.m. Hazelton.
And that
What's the
is-
street?
That
Sanctuary.
is August 31st.
I only say it every time.
172 Wyoming Street, right?
Wyoming Street.
Yeah, and
Listen,
Hazelton.
if you're
Pennsylvania.
local, if
and
you're
you can
local,
watch on YouTube.
yeah,
or
if you're local or you're on YouTube, go to Sanctuary. I think it's Sanctuary PATV on
Yes.
YouTube. It is linked below on our YouTube. If you scroll to the go to our channels on the bottom and subscribe to all of them. Just PPW, all of them are there. Subscribe to every channel on the bottom. They're all of our friends and all of our other shows. But subscribe and watch along. Or if you're in the area, it's a $5 ticket.
I think they asked for a $10 donation now.
Oh, $10 donation. Still $10.
cheap.
You're gonna have a blast.
Yeah.
You have more, especially if you're people who like talking to the wrestlers and stuff.
Yeah.
It
And,
is such a open environment that you can just
cool. One of the coolest backdrops and scene
Yeah, it's
settings,
super dope.
stage level, you could say.
you're gonna have a blast. Come hang out with us. That's
Yeah.
my goal this year for the Sanctuary going forward. Is I want to have our audience and more of our people go and support and
Oh yeah,
be there.
yeah, and any
Mhm.
people, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And if you can't be there live, you can always watch it and listen to either myself, Brian or myself and Pete on commentary.
Yes. Pete might be there. I don't know if he has anything on Saturday.
I think he's doing the show
somewhere?
in Reading on Saturday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it'll probably be it'll be me and Brian.
Yeah, so Sanctuary Stampede is kind of like the Royal Rumble, their version of it. I believe the whole show is that match. I think.
Spoiler
I could be
alert,
wrong.
You might be able to see our boy Austin make his Rumble debut.
Wow, how about that?
Second
That's
match.
that show.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else we know will throw him out.
You should throw him out.
No.
We should build up a
You
giant.
never know what's going to happen there.
We should
Maybe he'll throw me out.
Yeah.
we'll fill up this giant
Maybe I'll
I won't be surprised if Kelly winds up in the Stampede somehow. It's going to be great.
build up this giant feud between you and us on the podcast.
Yeah, who knows? It should be good though.
But Brian,
this is an off week for Murder, My Dude. Next week, we're going to be talking about another bombing. This is one in Utah. It's going to be our Mormons, My Dude episode. That'll be coming next Friday.
bombing like my Summerslam prediction.
Hey, you'll be fine. Not that bad. Only 2 people died on this case. But no, it's an interesting story, intrigue, historical documents, things exploding, people exploding. It'll be a fun show.
America.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I saw a documentary on HBO about the Mormons and like the Book of Mormon and where it came from and stuff. And there was some
this
sort
is
of
about like some kind of books or like
a book or something,
Yeah.
right?
Chronomica.
Yeah,
Yeah, it kind of is.
Some hidden religious documents
Text.
may have been involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
So stay
And
tuned
this was
for
a
that.
car bombing, right?
One of them was in a car. One of them was in an office. One of them was at a
That's right.
house.
That's
There
right.
were a few
Yep.
bombings involved.
I know what you're talking about.
So that'll be next Friday. I think that's August 4th, I want to say, or 5th. Yeah, this is an off week. We can check out last week's episode, which was really fun. It was Murder, My Dude. So we're not sure if there was a murder or not.
Tons of wrestling references.
Oh yeah,
Every 3 sentences
Yeah.
you got out, there was.
yeah. It was heavy for the wrestling references.
When is it?
Appreciate the plug, Jack, for plugging Tornado Tag
Oh, there you go.
Podcast. He gave us a plug there. Kelly, what do you got?
Somebody else was talking about. Who was it? Okay, there you go.
Plugging us?
Yeah.
Bristol Lion wore a T-shirt to Hamburg.
Yeah.
Hey,
That
cool.
was pretty nice of him. No,
okay.
one of the many shirts, one of the few shirts that are out there in circulation that people actually wear and support us.
Yeah.
I think I've seen like in the past year, I've seen Bristol Lion wear a shirt and Harley wear a shirt. That's been about it.
And then there was somebody at Krampus there that you saw on the street with an IWEP.
I was interviews already people shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So I'm gonna plug one of the other shows on the network, Truth Behind the Illusion. We just had on Tuesday. We talked Haunted Dolls with a special guest from Arizona, and
Oh, the claim.
I'm like, why is he scissoring himself? Anyway,
Arizona.
Vader.
Yeah. So
That's a super scissor.
we talked Haunted Dolls with her. So go check that episode out and keep an eye on our Instagram and TikTok pages for Truth Behind the Illusion, because next week I will be away and I will be doing some little TikToks and stuff on some haunted Victorian houses in Cape May.
There we go.
There it is. Speaking of stuff on Netflix, I watched the documentary, The Most Hated Man on the Internet one,
Oh.
where it's the guy who made that website that was like the revenge porn website,
Oh.
where he was like taking everyone's photos and putting them all up, and
Oh,
it was all like
geez.
it was all like user submitted.
Imagine the lawsuits.
We
Yeah.
had something similar. What was it called?
No, illegal. Yeah.
It was called Are You Still Up? The website's no longer there, but it's like areyoustillup.com.
Oh.
And it was just all user submitted photos of people. But then they started finding out that the guy who ran the site was also hiring a guy to go and hack people's emails
Oh, geez.
and steal photos, and they weren't all user
I mean,
submitted.
that's even worse. But I mean,
Yeah.
putting up people's pictures without their.
No.
And not only was they putting up photos, but they were putting up photos and then linking the photos
To their page.
So exactly.
Oh my God.
So Kelly, you were on there.
yeah.
They would say, "Here's your naked photo. Here's your Twitter. Here's your Instagram.
That's terrible.
Here's your home address. Here's your
that's-
cell phone number."
like
Yeah.
worst nightmare scenario.
Yeah, and the whole
You would see me naked, go ahead, but I still won't want that there.
yeah. So it was like linking them to your social media accounts and
Some
stuff.
people were hacking into like laptop cameras and
Boy.
like they're just taking pictures, videos of people without them knowing it and saying,
Yeah.
"We have this."
And then
video
the
of
one
you."
girl's photo was on there, and then he was like pretty much blackmailing the woman to keep doing more crazy stuff to keep her photos. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
It's like
It
we'll
was-
send them to your family, we'll send them to your boss, we'll send like
That's when-
we actually had a local version of this website in our area.
Really?
Yeah, I forget what it was called, but the guy who ran it, I guess same thing that kind of happened with this guy is some of the photos that were being submitted were girls who are now of age,
Oh,
but maybe
yeah.
when they took their photos,
Oh, that's a double.
they
'cause-
weren't.
yeah, because now just
Ugh.
straight up just by itself, revenge porn is illegal.
Yeah, and it was.
And it should be.
Thank
It was
God.
revenge.
Thank
It was
God.
revenge. Well, this website pretty much put in legislation of what we have today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's crazy. And he only got like 13 months of prison.
Really?
And he had
Wow.
over like 100,000 different photos of people.
Hopefully he got some fines or something.
So
Yeah.
here's a
Jesus.
here's an anniversary. Today is 42 years, 40 years rather, 40 years to the day of the infamous slap, not Dr. D.
Oh.
The other infamous wrestling slap when Jerry Lawler slapped Andy Kaufman on
Oh.
Late Night with David
I'm
Letterman.
gonna go. I'm gonna
yeah.
go watch the Andy Kaufman movie tonight. Now
There you go.
it was a really good movie.
I never watched it.
That's good. And then the only thing I have is IWEP Network. If you want to buy some merchandise, go check out our Redbubble site, as well as follow us on all social media. We're grinding away. We're trying to do some cool things. There is 2 vlogs coming up next week, where it will be day 1 of Hamburg, and day 2 of Hamburg vlogs will be dropping. I believe 1 on Tuesday and 1 on Wednesday. No, Tuesday and Thursday. I have them separated, so you have a couple days in between. But both those vlogs will be going up. These vlogs are gonna be kind of cool because I'm kind of teaming up with Brian for a lot of the vlogs because we're both like the commentary team. So I kind of brought him in the mix for it. And it's one of the first vlogs where all of us are involved in the show too. So you'll see a little bit of everybody during the show.
A lot of wrestlers, a lot of big time wrestlers. Well,
Yep. And then
all the
some of the
rest.
footage that we kind of spliced in between will be footage that Kelly or one of us may have gotten
Oh,
around
cool.
ringside. So
Yeah.
a lot of cool things. The vlog will be a good time. I'm actually really happy for this vlog because it's a little bit of, it's still my story and the commentary, but it's like a team effort of the podcast, which is kind of fun.
They're fun. They're not real long. Not like,
These
like
ones are gonna be a
25 minutes.
These ones are about half hour.
Oh, good. Jeez.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not bad.
But
it's not bad.
It's a
Well, being-
digestible half hour.
Yeah.
What being the elite is like 45 minutes, 30
Yeah.
minutes
This-
sometimes
well,
now.
This
And
one
when
is,
they start getting half an hour, I'm like, oh,
you're gonna see
Oh my
footage.
God, you can't sit.
Yeah, you're gonna see footage of matches. You're gonna see footage of maybe like intros to the show on commentary. I kind of got that footage where you're gonna see like how we intro shows or stuff like that. Footage of us like kind of doing a lap around the ring when everything's set up and the fans start filling in. So we do have some fun, and we talk about like us finding out the news of Vince day 1. That's in there. So there's a lot of cool things. I can't wait for you guys to see those 2 vlogs, episode 2 and 3. I think our next one would be. I might make a vlog during Sanctuary.
We could do something Sanctuary Brewfest, maybe.
Sanctuary Brew.
Oh,
Brew-
Brewfest would be
put them
good.
together.
Brewfest will be tough because
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing Bangin' Beers
Yeah.
content there,
Yeah.
too,
Oh.
or trying to at least.
Well, if I was there, I'd help you, but
It's a tough day. It's a lot to carry around and sweat and all that fun stuff.
Yeah,
But,
Sanctuary. Sanctuary is going to be a lot of
Sanctuary.
fun.
Get some interviews at Sanctuary.
Yeah, so it's an incredible place to be as a fan, as a part of the show.
I don't know how many people are going to be in the Stampede, so that'd be
700,
700.
And if you're a
More
fan,
than 2.
1,500, and 150 of them are going to be Austin in different gimmicks.
you never know who
He gets
shows.
eliminated, runs to the back, cuts back out. Boy, that guy's sweaty.
You
That
never
guy
know
looks
who's
kinda
going to show up at the
familiar.
Sanctuary. Sometimes HC Loca's there.
Mhm.
Sometimes Ace Austin shows up.
Well, the
sometimes-
winner of the Sanctuary Stampede gets a title shot
Yes.
against Ace Austin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes Jamie Senegal shows up.
Mhm.
There's been a lot of names who have come and gone to the Sanctuary, so you never
Ric
know.
Flair.
Ric Flair might be
He
there.
might.
no, you said
Get ready for his last
legit
match.
MJF went through there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, MJF has had Britt
It's-
Baker. won a
I was
tournament
talking
there.
to the Acclaimed about it because I knew Bowens was a regular when they first opened in 2014, and Max Caster was there too.
Yeah.
a lot of people.
and they
probably-
both very much remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably somebody else that.
I wish we would've got
is
that
gonna
on
get famous.
Footage
Yeah.
talking at
Yeah.
the
I didn't have a
Sanctuary.
GoPro with me.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I think I had in my hand at that point was a beer
Oh yeah, we got the headbangers.
because I have a picture of the Acclaimed. Literally, I'm hiding a beer behind Anthony Bowens' back.
Yeah, but that'll do it. Tornado Tech Podcast. We'll see you guys next week,
It's Thursday.
next Thursday. What's our topic? Do we know yet?
We're gonna be talking about an old Chikara show at
Are we gonna
Goodfellas.
do
in
that?
To be
Pottsville,
determined. We'll
Pennsylvania.
find out.
Okay.
We'll figure that out.
Well, if not, then we'll review SummerSlam and Ric Flair's last match. That show,
Yeah, I don't.
or not review, but talk about. it.
Maybe because here's the thing. Unless you guys say otherwise,
time.
it seems like a lot of our watch along stuff doesn't do well number wise. Like people don't
Mhm.
seem to enjoy it, whatever the topic is. So maybe we'll maybe watch along stuff might be bonus content that we do like on the side, and then we'll just maybe fill it in with topics or other things. So maybe we'll do like a SummerSlam review. I don't
Yeah,
know. We'll figure it out.
We'll find out.
So maybe next week will be kind of
Hopefully, Ric Flair survives his match.
It's
Yeah.
the mystery show. Did you
Ho-
see that
That's all
he
I
wanted
needed
to do a dive off the top
Yeah,
to the
Charlotte
floor? And
said
so I was
no.
like, "You're not doing that."
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
he's
With a
like he's like
pace- and
Sting
he
can
has
do
Yeah,
it.
Sting did it.
Sting is
Sting don't have a pacemaker.
Sting doesn't have a pacemaker, and he's
10
12
years younger.
12 years younger than you, and he's 62. Like,
The card is good.
Yeah,
Top to bottom.
I would like to
remove 76-year-old Ric Flair.
I think
everybody else in the match is still dope.
$34.99 or something
Yeah,
like that. But
on
I mean, watch
yeah.
it through Nefarious.
We can talk about WWE
We'll be at the
and
sanctuary.
AEW
All right, before
coming
we go.
together there.
This show does well.
Yeah,
Two things.
Jeff Jarrett and Andrade.
Yeah.
And,
Two things. Does Ric Flair wrestle again?
Yes.
Yes.
And does Conrad say, you know what? I can start a promotion.
Yep.
Yes to
Mhm.
both.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Conrad says, "Hey Billy, how much you want for that NWA?"
Yeah.
That'll do it.